But look, y'all got any Christmas traditions?
This is Lola, and in October I start getting requests for my annual coquito runs. So my
Okay.
Christmas tradition is just producing gallons of coquito for friends and family.
Gallons.
Where is that list posted? So I can.
I got you. I got you. It's secret.
The secret group of.
Exactly. Glad you picked up on that.
Look, who got next?
Oh, you asked me.
Kareem.
No Christmas celebration. Family wasn't Christmas people growing up, so.
Okay, well, you got a Christmas tradition now, watching these movies with us.
Do we?
Look. I know not everybody, the holidays isn't their thing, but we family now. You gonna watch these movies with us?
Well, no. It's Christmas holiday movies usually a miss with me, but I'll explain why later. It's not because of the actual holiday, just because of the movies themselves. I'll say it that way.
You're not a Hallmark type of gal where you're like, I'm the
No,
top businesswoman.
That's the funny part. I am the sappiest movie watcher
That's why I don't
in
understand
existence.
this.
Anything happens, anything at all, I'm tearing up. Movies, I'm messed up. Shirt wet. Leaving it there. It.
The Hallmark Channel is literally made for you. I'm so
Look,
confused
okay,
now.
I was bawling in Transformers when I saw them transform the first
goodbye.
time. I couldn't hold it. But no. But
what I've done comes on, he just starts
Autobots
bawling.
roll out.
But no, when it's forced, I'm turned off.
I could understand that to a degree.
Okay, I get it, but at some point the magic got to well up in your. Anyway, we'll get to it. Tim, you got any? I know you got some holiday sweaters for that dog.
Hey, he deserves it. Also,
He
has
does.
very thin hair.
He's already a Chihuahua. So
50 degrees, he'd be like, hello, gonna need one of those sweaters, please.
A dog after my own
seasons
heart.
have changed.
I've never seen the dog without a sweater.
Every now and then I take a sweater off and I'm like, oh, that's a dog.
That man likes to style and profile. Let him be.
Just wear sweaters and glasses. Like that's totally normal.
I wish I had glasses for him. Sometimes we go see family up in St. Louis. My family, my most honored tradition was try to stay low because I just want to just get knocked out. It was a little rough. You take any of these holiday movies and you add a 4'9" woman that could uppercut a man in submission, and that's our family.
Especially when you're out there stealing your own presents, right?
Oh, hey now.
Shout out the last episode. Terra.
Yeah, my Christmas tradition is getting my birthday and my Christmas present as one because
speaking of birthdays, yesterday's was Tim's.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
When's yours? I mean, you could type that so the secret ain't out.
Oh. Mine is on Monday, so I'm the 18th. So
you used to like somebody like, hey, here's socks for both. Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Do they give you the present like on like the 22nd, like in between?
In the middle?
At this stage in the game, I'm so desensitized to it. Like the one perk was back when we were in school. Like it was always the little Christmas parties, holiday parties. Usually was somewhere like on my birthday or we were getting out of school. So that was sweet. But as an adult, that shit means nothing to me. And I'm just like, I'm just here. Everybody's gone for the holidays. Nobody's here to celebrate me. I'm selfish. Everything's about me. Jesus wasn't even born on the 25th, and he was a black man. Grand Rising, everybody.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah. I'm here for it because my sister's on the 17th, so I've lived that with her.
Everybody I've ever met whose birthday was on the 15th or later all have this "it is what it is" attitude because they grew up with disappointments.
My brother is different.
When you do the math back, we're all Valentine's Day babies, like give or take.
I figured that out too.
And so I get super pissed off, especially because my mom was like, "You were playing." I'm like, Valentine's Day, though, sis. Like, you kept it. You
Yeah.
did the most stereotypical
The most
thing.
basic.
Gonna get a little razzle dazzle on, but it's fine. But otherwise, no, I don't actually have Christmas traditions. I'm Krampus. I'm very much of a Grinch. So I
That's
exist.
about to change now, just like Karreem.
He thinks he can change us.
I'm-
He's full of it,
I've been trying for
and
10 months.
it is the holiday spirit.
Listen, I'm with Tifron on this because we have so many. I just gave y'all one. We have so many traditions on like my family and now my in-laws. So we're gonna win you guys over.
Look, thank you, Lola. Someone's finally on my side. You see that, Karreem? That's what a friend does.
Well, I mean, if anything is as magical as Charlie Brown Christmas, I'm into it. But that doesn't mean I'm outwardly jolly.
Yeah,
That's
I love
fine.
it.
That's you. I'm not gonna cramp your spirit, but I'm gonna be over here drinking eggnog as the only respite from this hell of holidays. Give me the sugar milk.
Until I get you on my coquito list. I got you.
Okay.
I got you, Tim.
I'm a fan of horchata, so yes.
So for me, I didn't really have any traditions other than once I got with Cherry and she introduced me to A Christmas Story. Like that was like the only thing is like when TBS or TNT does their 24-hour marathon, like we have to watch it at least once. Like that was like our only tradition. And then once like we got the house and the kid came, then I was like, okay, well now I'm Mr. Christmas. And every year I've gotten more Christmas decorations. I actually started to fall in love with Christmas movies and music, and it's gotten obnoxious, and I'm here to share it with y'all. But on that note, thank you for joining us today. If this is your first time with us, we are the secret group of brown kids. Who are the secret group of brown kids? It's a secret. But you might be able to find us yelling at mothers with crying babies in airports because our parents divorced and we're scared of starting our own families because we watch our families fall apart when we're children.
Speak on it.
My name is Tifzilla, your host, and on this podcast I make my friends watch movies with me and talk about their feelings. And on the panel today, Mandem, Tim.
In it.
Waste Man, Karreem.
What's up? How you doing this ting?
Rude Gal, Terra.
Sloppy Toppy helps you keep the cocky.
I love that.
And my favorite Domino's team member, Lola.
What up?
I'm very excited because if you are a long-time listener or you just went back through our old episodes, you'll know it's been a minute since Terra and Lola been on the podcast. Since May. So, what's that? 7 months? Five
No, 7.
months?
You're right. 7.
Oh, it's been a minute. They're also the only people that I've heard someone request by name to come back. So, it's a Christmas miracle. I mean, not throwing shade. They're literally off saving the world and stuff. I said that before. Meanwhile, the males of the secret group sit around and watch movies and talk about their feelings.
Y'all are doing the real work that needs to be done.
We're doing that work from that shadow journal
that
be on
patriotism
TikTok.
going.
That's what
Shadow journal.
Yeah, and continue our Christmas watch. Today we're doing one of my favorites, Boxing Day from 2021. If you don't know what it is, which you probably don't because no one cares about this movie apparently, a British author living in America who returns home to London for Christmas to introduce his American fiancée Lisa to his eccentric British Caribbean family, and their relationship is put to the test as she discovers the world her fiancé has left behind. It only released in theaters in the UK, and it only made like $878,000. So it was a real quick theatrical run just over there, and then it went straight to I think Amazon picked it up, and it's been on Amazon Video since. And that's where you can watch right now. So obviously, I'm gonna say go watch the movie, but and it hits home for me. That's why I love it. Also, it kind of is the movie that like made me go, I think I like Christmas movies.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
This is the one that did it for you?
It got me. I mean, I loved, like, Cherry got me into A Christmas Story, but I just loved
stop bringing
A
up
Christmas
that movie,
Story.
Oh,
Oh no, you don't
I
like that's
hate.
next week's episode, by the way.
I will not be on that because I hate it. I hate it so much.
That's fine. I'm not gonna be greedy. I got you on one. And I'd rather you on this one.
True.
Because I feel like you're gonna be on my side.
Oh, there's sides.
Look, there's always sides, Karreem. This whole thing is me versus y'all. And if I can brainwash you. That's the whole experiment. Anyway. Written and directed by Amel Amin. It's actually kind of loosely based on his life. Loosely.
Oh, I didn't know that. A true story. Oh.
To a
Interesting.
sense, based on a true story. Remember we had that conversation?
Yeah.
And it has a whole bunch of actors in it. And if you like watch British stuff, or at least British stuff with black folk, you'll recognize some of them.
Which I did. I
Yeah.
did.
Also, so Amin, Aja Naomi King, she's from not Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder? Is that
Yes.
wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Leanne Pinnock, who's a real singer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she's more famous over there than over here.
Correct. This is like her
Okay.
movie debut.
Yeah.
Okay, that's because they went hard on the video editing and sound when she was singing.
Oh yeah, that was one take. Her show, like she actually did the show, and they just filmed all the way
Oh, that's
through.
why the camera changed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you noticed that? The one thing that I will not downhill on this movie is the editing. The editing, there's some things that I caught that bug me, but everything else I love, so I don't care. Tamara Lawrence, Marianne Jean-Baptiste, who is a great actress. I will watch her in anything.
Yes.
And I understand why she's the mom, because I guarantee you Amlameen was like, you know how folks over here, when they do some sort of movie that's like some like biographic, and they're like, I want Viola Davis to be my mom. Like, it's always Viola Davis. That's like Michael Jordan did that. I feel like Jean-Baptiste is, for British folk.
So I'm just gonna stop right there and say I would have never pinned her because the only thing that I've seen her in before this was Idris Elba's crackhead sister in
Oh no.
Oh. Oh.
in that movie where they were doing heists. I can't remember the name of it.
I know talk about.
Was it Takers?
Takers, yes.
Oh my.
Chris Brown and
You took
Mike.
it way back.
Right.
That's when I saw her. I was like, why do I know her? And I was like, oh, she was the crackhead. So like, I wouldn't have associated her with that until.
But look, she played the shit out of that crackhead, though.
She really did. Oh no, she was Naomi to a T, bro. Like,
if we're talking about honorable mention for crackheads at like holiday Christmas movie, Holiday Heart. Got to throw that out there. So sorry.
Yep. Holiday Heart will be.
Is that something that we have to watch? Because I haven't seen it.
I feel like
you know what?
Your face.
You know what? I think we do.
Yes, we do.
I think
You
we
want to
do.
talk about a good Christmas movie that brings you in the spirit? Okay.
And it has crackheads in it?
I like it. That sounds like the trifecta, honestly.
That movie had me tearing up.
Oh.
Yes.
This might have been the one. This is the Christmas movie.
Oh man.
I did not realize it was considered a Christmas movie.
I mean, it is to me. It always played on Christmas time on BET, Holiday Heart, The Temptation.
Holiday. Yeah.
Yep. I saw it. I seen it. The light bulb went off. You remember the one scene. I won't say what it is because has not seen like this movie, but you know what the scene is.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Also starring some other Black British actors who you may or may not know, depending on how much Black British stuff you watch. Like, I know like half the people in this movie were in like the Small Axe movies. I don't know if you've seen those.
Those were great.
I love them. Also, I think Americans should watch them so that like there will be less tension between the American blacks and the British blacks because it's the same thing, same struggle.
Because that's where I know the brother from.
Yeah, he was in one of them.
Shai.
I don't know if I'm saying it right. Shai Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played Josh's little brother. Also, shout out the Puss in Boots episode. Samson Ko played Baby Bear.
Oh.
Samson Ko is the bully cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph. Also, cameo from Melvin Gregg. Gorgeous. We'll get to him.
Mm.
So yeah, what did you say the budget was? Because I don't believe this shit.
It said 500,000 euros, but I think you said it was 600 and something thousand
Yeah,
US.
I
Ain't no
think it was
way.
actually pounds, and it came out to 634,000 US dollars.
Ain't no way.
That seems so little.
Ain't no way.
But I mean,
But
considering
then,
how much how much money the movie made, though.
I mean, but okay, something ain't right. Those financials are hidden. Unless Amlamine
put some
owes
of
a
his own
lot
money.
of
It
people favors, and
it
then
was
Right?
shot. It was shot on an iPhone. He said, "Hey, if you guys aren't doing nothing today,
look,
just got
he brought in
something
his
quick.
friends like I do with the podcast.
He
You
had
guys
some
got an
leftover
hour or two to
letters.
do something for me. This
Look,
is
And again, this was during, like, I'm assuming this was probably filmed during COVID times. Because again, it came out in 2021.
2021.
So it probably
Mhm.
like filmed during 2020. We ain't have shit else to do. What were we doing? Hanging out?
That's
Like,
how he got him.
Yeah, I guess.
That's
Honestly,
that
they
I
was
were like,
that was
"There's
the
mean,
no
pitch.
work."
What you
Yep.
doing?
Yeah.
that's where actors were scared for their careers because couldn't shoot. They don't know how long you couldn't shoot. Movies getting canceled left and right.
Mm.
Mm.
All right. Well, he pulled it off either way. The only money it made, well, not only money, because I'm sure Amazon bought it, so he
Mhm.
made money off of that purchase. But the only money it made from box office and theaters, and just the UK theaters, is 878,000. So it was a very short run.
Yeah, technically, it made the money
It made a
back.
profit, right? Like it
I
made a
mean, on
profit.
paper, I guess.
Remember, I said I would give you $40? Here it is.
Look, and Rotten Tomatoes, I'm so happy with this because I thought it was going to be lower and I was going to have to defend it. I'm still going to defend it, but audience 88%, critics 82. That warms my heart because I thought people were going to shit all over this. Anyway, shout outs. Texas is back. Yay, Texas. If you are who I think you are, send me a text message and let me know you're doing well.
There's nothing in Texas except for steers and people who like this podcast.
Hey.
I thought that thing was gonna go a different way.
And
Got
we're
him.
done.
I'm gonna remind y'all, if you listen to the podcast, like, share, subscribe, all that. And moving forward, we're gonna spoil this movie. Go watch
the
it,
spoils.
please.
All
It's a
the
great movie.
spoils.
I mean, honestly, if you know Christmas movies, you know how it goes. If you know romantic comedies, you know how it goes. But that's not the point. So before we do that, how y'all feel about it? Real short, real quick, so I know where we stand and who I gotta fight. Karreem,
Why is it always me? Stop bullying me.
I'm not a bully.
But no, it was all right. It was a fun movie. Wasn't
Hey,
horrible.
I'll take it. You said fun. Lola,
I like it because it tapped into one of my favorite genres, which is rom-com.
Mhm.
And then I feel like it's sprinkled in a little holiday. And then the best part was that with the Caribbean, essence to it. So I kind of got like, a little smorgasbord going on. I'm
Yeah.
good with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get real educational here in a minute. Uh, I'm trying to figure out who to pick between the last two of y'all because I can't tell by your faces how you feel. I'm gonna go with Tim.
All right. It's not a bad movie.
Oh God.
And,
Whoop.
and
You
it
picked
was
the wrong one. You picked the wrong one.
it was fun enough. I was very lost at first because there was a lot of
Accents.
the thing was even the people who had the accents were inadvertently code switching
Yeah,
depending on who they were around.
because that's a thing.
Uh-huh.
It is.
So I now know how some of my white friends feel.
You said something similar to that on the Rye Lane episode, which is I thought of doing this movie when we did that one because
Wait,
I was
you
like, "Ooh,
didn't
this will
like
be."
Rye Lane?
No, he
What?
did. He
No,
did.
I liked it.
It's
Oh,
just
okay.
it's just the code switching,
Uh-huh.
like trying to for him to understand.
I was raised in North Carolina and everybody sounded 1.5 ways.
1.5.
Yeah. So like when I finally was able to go to exotic places like Washington, D.C.
Goodbye.
Exotic. That's
There was a point at which I had to get used. I think maybe said this on Rye Lane. I didn't see an Asian person in person until like I was probably 10. So it was like white people, black
Yeah.
people, the occasional Mexican person.
Y'all don't even got Chinese restaurant, corner Chinese restaurant?
All of that is there now.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I mean,
oh yeah, you say you from Hampster, North Carolina.
Hamlet.
Listen.
Hamlet.
It's it is halfway between two good places. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And you know, eventually, I think around like when we would go to Connecticut, there was like more ethnicities and whatnot. But like, I think the Chinese restaurant was about as like close as that got, and that's
Sure.
like not a personal relationship with a person. I like when I was 10, and there was a guy who was from Laos. I don't think you say Laotian actually. For a guy from Laos was the first person that was like my friend who was an Asian person. So then you know, put that together with like eventually moving out, seeing more people with accent, meeting more people from different places. It was just like, wow, TV isn't the only place where people talk funny. But yeah, I kept up. I understood the Nigerian person perfectly.
You black bastard.
Him, I understood.
All right.
You didn't understand the yachty?
Me slow, man.
Okay.
Terra.
I liked it. Granted, I like literally. I was up at 7:00 this morning watching it because I knew this was happening today, and I was like,
There you
if
go.
I don't do it now, it's not going to happen, and then I'm gonna have to like really shimmy and shake my way through this thing. But for it to be an early morning movie that I was not like expecting to be watching at the hour that I did, I liked it. Yeah. There were certain parts in it where I was like, "Really, we doing this? Like, why do you need the comic relief sassy black friend in a black like in a black movie? Why? Like,
Oh yeah, he purposely put in all the tropes.
yeah,
Like, he had a checklist.
Oh, so that okay. So it was
Like,
on
and I
purpose.
think yes,
Okay.
some of it that maybe I'm overly defending the movie, but some of it he put it in on purpose as a joke. Like there's 2 points in the movie where the score goes way too fucking over the top, and it's like ain't no way this is on like isn't a joke, right? Like so certain things had the, but at least she wasn't a big character. I understand. Like
yeah,
she had a moment in the beginning, and then
yeah.
she
Did
like
she?
like literally she got Lisa in trouble. We'll get to it. No, actually, I'm not going to talk about her. But no, I know what you're saying though. But I'm just saying. I think it was a joke. It might not have landed.
I mean, as an American, I'm offended.
I think that's the joke
Oh.
because it's for the British audience.
I
So
was weak.
we're gonna do the
yeah,
I'm
and
not
when
as offended, maybe.
I wasn't. I was. I just wanted
Because I honestly maybe perpetuate that a little bit from time to time. So
Wait,
I'm
we'll
like,
get to that question at the end of the episode.
but as a whole, like I did enjoy the movie. Anything, not anything. My God, the celebration of like Black culture, Caribbean culture, like even if it's British, that you still see a lot of the similarities. Like no
It's the
matter,
same.
yeah,
Just
no matter
minus,
where
just
you are, your family's going to be on some old bullshit, and you run away from them for a while, and yeah. So I did enjoy it all the way through. I'll give my rating later.
hey, I'm happy. I don't got to fight like Sophia.
Wait.
Sorry. Shout out Color Purple episode.
All my life I had to fight.
I love Tim and Karreem, but I kill him. They hated Boxing Days. All right, so the film starts out with the montage of the different characters giving you a quick preview of what's going on with them. And we see Melvin, a young black British author living in America, being told he's been booked for a London interview on his book tour. And he hasn't been home to London in 2 years, so he ain't too... well, we'll find out why in a minute, but he's not too happy about that. Like, he was like, we can't do Good Morning America. Then we see Lisa, Melvin's girlfriend, who's at work stressing over the fact that she's pregnant.
I missed that the first time I watched it. Like I picked up on it, but I didn't realize that she actually took a test, like in the very beginning of the movie. So,
oh yeah, if you look away, you'll like see
in
miss
that
her.
montage,
It was
it's
real
so
quick.
fast. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad I watched it more than once.
Like I said this before we started recording. Like this is my 4th time seeing this, and I'm still catching stuff I didn't catch the first time. But yeah, it moves though. You're right. So she's pregnant. Then she goes home to find that Melvin has set up a big fancy marriage proposal. Then she throws up right there. She's like, "Baby, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." He's like, "Oh, don't apologize. You only ruined the world's best proposal with a bad sushi belly."
He had it set up.
I'm just surprised. Like, granted, maybe my perception is skewed because I'm a woman, but I'd have been like,
She didn't
"Bitch,
see
you
it
threw
coming.
up just now? You pregnant?" I'd have instantly been like, "You pregnant?"
So we'll get to that in a second too.
Sushi.
But I think you're right though, because I think it comes from a woman's perspective. I think from him, he was like, he put this whole thing up. He was in a vulnerable position at that moment. He would and his ego, he's not thinking logically.
Yeah.
It's also possible that she told him it was bad sushi.
Oh, I'm sure
because she
that
was
the thing.
hiding.
She wasn't ready to tell him.
He was never going to get to pregnant though, either way.
Well, but to me, they set him up in the very beginning like he's self-centered.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think he even would have noticed, because even with the way the proposal was set up, it was more about him.
Yeah, he's in the center and everything.
Yep.
Later on, way later on in the movie, the mom and the sister tell him this to his face. He don't like it. But yeah.
You just told the favorite spoiled son about himself.
Because if you really listen to the shit the sister says, like, she'll call him the golden child like 4 times. And she just slips in like little sideways insults here and there.
Yep.
But yeah, afterwards they joke about it, right? And like Melvin mentions that he has to go to London, and Lisa calls him out on not inviting her to meet his family when it's literally the perfect time to introduce, her to the family now that like y'all proposing and stuff. And because she's going to say yes, but the moment was ruined, so Melvin wants to do it again. So that's why they kept saying almost fiance.
Yeah, but lies.
But still,
he didn't want to do it again.
Yeah, he wanted to do it again because she was calling herself.
No.
My fiance.
Mrs. Mackenzie.
Mrs. Mackenzie. But I don't think he wanted to redo it because it wasn't perfect. He didn't mention wanting to redo it until after they had already agreed to go to London. And he knew bringing her to London with a rock on her hand, with all the stuff that was happening in London.
He know what was coming.
Yeah.
I think that he used the fact that it was ruined as an excuse to hold off from announcing that aspect because he wasn't forthright with her about everything that was going on across the pond.
Right?
Yeah.
You right?
Subterfuge.
You're right, because he purposely didn't tell her. The only thing he told her about his family in London is that the family has a Boxing Day tradition where they gather on Boxing Day, and I'll get into that in a bit. And 2 years ago, his parents announced that they're getting a divorce, and then that's what made him run away to America. And that's all she knows.
Bitch move. Right. My man's was grown. Like, don't get me wrong. My parents divorced when I was 2. Okay, so I have a little bit less skin in the game and being like, "Oh, I'm divorced." But yeah, I was like, "You're an adult, sir, and you ran." Like, you're like, "I'm sad."
See, and that was my thing, because when I first heard about the whole running thing, I was like, "Oh, so what?" He was like 18 or something. He ran away when he was young. I was like, "Oh,
that's
you
2 years ago.
You grown man with your own place."
Yeah,
you got a lease.
He was already an actor.
They
sir
are getting proposed, right? So this would assume that they've been together for a significant enough amount of time to feel comfortable with making this lifelong commitment. And all you know about his family is that they had a divorce announcement at Boxing Day. You don't know nothing about nobody. No one knows nothing about you.
Ain't seen no pictures.
You look so stupid. You making us look so bad as an American. Because she's supposed to be dumb smart, right? Because we saw what happened at the office before she came home to the proposal. So they make her look like she's just like moving and, making moves and taking charge type professional.
Not only that, no family hit him up all this time.
I think he lies. They don't really touch on it. They don't really touch on it, but I think he says very little, and if she digs, he probably toss out like a little lie or like downplays it. But he definitely like leaves out whole people from this backstory, right? That she's about to find out.
He gives Drake. He gives.
Just think about the way we described him, how self-centered he is. Him also lying, right?
He gives real light skin behavior. No
Yep.
disrespect to
Yeah,
light skins.
look, and he was trying to get the ring off her finger when he was talking to her.
Yeah, because
Yes.
she was like Mrs. McKenna. He's like,
I'm in here. He was like, no, not yet, baby. You ruined it. I wanted to be perfect. No, you a whole ass liar.
If she just sitting there just smiling and he's so cute. He's so adorable. You so cute.
Couldn't have been me. I'd have been like, run that thing back. You done already asked. You know I'm gonna say yes. Like,
we got it
come on,
all
stop playing.
here. You have a videographer and a photographer. Like, go ahead and you ain't got no editing. Come on.
Yeah, run it back.
But she also has her own secrets.
But it's not major secret. It's like
not. It's not.
It's not 2-year-old secrets.
To me, they're not a couple that should be together because both of y'all.
Tim's face.
Like, this is.
Tim went.
Tim's like over a little sushi belly in New
Wow.
Zealand. They should be together.
Kareem made that.
Hold up.
Tim said, hold up.
No, because y'all got way too many secrets from each other.
There's 3 secrets, Kareem.
It's too many. It's a Christmas movie. This is a Christmas movie. Y'all supposed to be lock solid.
She just found out about
he got a whole
that
family in another country. He proposed and skipped on a plane. You over here pregnant. I can't tell him. I can't tell him. You got a job offer. I can't tell him.
That day though. Like it was that day.
She didn't look at it as if like, oh shoot, no. She said, oh my god, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I can't. I'm scared. Should I leave him or should I take him with me?
I was going to say, I could tell you've never had a pregnancy scare in your life. Woo! There's a lot that goes into being like,
I have not. I have not.
That is fair. That is very fair. And I'm not knocking it. It's just like, it becomes very life or death to be like, damn, do I tell this motherfucker?
But
Like,
I'm just saying that from the way they're setting up is this couple is just not 100. It's just. This is y'all got problems on problems already. It's not like problems arise. No, y'all already got baggage.
Well, that just makes it realistic, though. All right,
True,
that makes it a British movie and not an American. Everything's peachy.
This is true. It did add to the realism to the movie for me.
I'm mad though, because when you said they had too many secrets, I was like, let me text Diane asking if he had any secrets. And he responded back, and he said,
"You really did it."
Yeah, and he said many between myself and God, and now I'm just like, hey, yo, what the fuck? Who is this man down the road? I'm scared now.
Oh my god.
The room started spinning. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, moving on.
We're only 5 minutes into the movie at this point, by the way.
We ain't gonna make it.
My bad. I'm quiet. Let me.
So now we're in London with Melvin's little brother running from a guy and his friend. A guy, it's his cousin, friend his friends, because he's been flirting with his girlfriend. And that leads us over to the mother who's working at a community theater play. And like she has a secret thing going on with the white man that works with her at the theater too.
He said,
Got that
white.
The colonizer.
Which was what? He gave me spicy white though. Like he didn't give me regular white. Like he seemed like
he like Australian.
He's British. Oh, you said when you say spicy white, do you mean like Italian or do you mean like he's down?
Like okay, both. Because when I looked, he had like a little tan to him and stuff. Which, granted, he was still British because he definitely had the British accent. But I was like, he's not like fucking
that was
like
British.
pasty,
Yeah.
like translucent. I feel you. I feel you. But are we just gonna skip over the like very? I'm about to piss you off, Tiff, but I'm gonna say it.
No,
Are we
I know
gonna
what you're
skip
about to say.
over the very Caribbean attitude of once something is mine, it's mine forever? That was coming from the cousin.
Thank you. Thank you.
He says it. I think I have that quote too.
Thank you.
He says,
"Cause Girly clearly don't want him anymore."
He says, hey, now what are you doing blowing kisses on my missus on the gram, fam?
the cousin purely said, "Y'all
Hey,
not together anymore."
my tings are my tings forever
He
and
does.
forever. Amen.
Yep.
But the wildest thing that came out of that scene was when he was like, "My eggplant
Eggplant.
is the like button," and I was like, at that moment, I was like, "Hey, bro, you deserve to get your ass
Die.
beat." That's a wild statement to make. And
I loved
also,
it.
I don't know.
I loved
To
it. I
me,
loved
it's a
it.
little
He
weird.
matched energies.
He did. But I was just like, it was also weird to me because that was his cousin's ex or girl or whatever.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
there's a burn period that you gotta let
That's
down.
what they were talking about. They're like, "Yo,
Yeah.
that's your cousin." Like 3 people said it whenever he went to them for advice. Because
Yep.
it was a third cousin, Jermaine, the one that he scoops up while he's running.
At
He
Jehovah's
mentions
Witness
it.
Hall.
Yeah. Side note: they're all Jehovah Witnesses, and they
Yep.
don't specify this, but I'm gonna
Oh.
get to it. That's why
Mhm. It's
everything. That's
Boxing
why it's
Day.
Boxing Day and
Yep.
not Christmas, even though the
Yep.
house is decorated for
I peeped
Christmas.
that. Yep.
Yeah,
I
like
peeped
it's like
that.
they're celebrating with, but they're not allowed to celebrate, so they
Celebrate.
don't.
Yep.
And then there's 3 things. There's the first thing already happened when he's talking to his manager or whatever, and he says, "Say Merry Christmas," and he's like, "Happy
Happy
Holidays."
holidays.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Mhm.
he straight up says it, or like he says it, but in the middle of like an argument, and he's like, "We don't celebrate Christmas." Uh, and then
Yep.
there's you see the Jehovah Witness sorry,
Hall. Yeah.
hall
The hall. The
when they
Kingdom
run
Hall.
through it. Yeah,
Yeah. But that's also what made it so the contrast of the fact that the mother was working a community theater Christmas
yeah.
play.
Mm.
Yeah, but she's not celebrating.
Yeah.
She's
they're
participating.
yeah, they're having their cake and eating it too.
That's like the
No.
girl I worked with who was Jehovah's Witness, and I knew that she needed a coffee cup. So I got her one for work so she could use it. It wasn't
Yeah.
a gift. It was
It
just
wasn't a
happened to
gift.
be in
She just
December. And she
yeah.
was like, thank you.
Like this
Mhm.
a
I
lot of
could use this. And I was like, ha 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 ha
loophole going on.
ha.
Yeah.
ha,
Yeah.
ha.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
looking at her like, what's this?
I don't know if
Nothing? Nothing.
a lot of Jamaicans are Jehovah's Witnesses, but I've met at least 4 or 5 in my life that made me think that it's at least a significant amount, or that's a thing.
It's more
Enough of a
common than
thing.
you would expect.
So like
Yeah.
that's another thing I put together with that. But they never actually say it. And the movie does that it does some certain things like, there's a lot of tropes obviously, but then there's also some things that they don't say, they show, and you might not catch it that first or second time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think that.
this might have been a just me thing, but when the movie was, I knew what kind of movie it was going in, so my thought process for the tone of the movie was different. But then the chase scene happened. I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a lot goofier than I thought, because they had that whole Indiana Jones
Yeah,
moment
the music
with
and all that.
the right. But I wish they would have kept it up a little bit more.
That music was clearly modeled after Back to the Future.
It was. It was.
It was probably public domain. They didn't have to pay for it.
The budget. The budget. The budget.
Man, the way you're gonna get hate mail in your inbox to Fraud over the fact that you keep clouding this man over the budget.
No, I'm impressed. Look, but
No,
it's such a
This
low
was
number.
a good movie for the budget.
Yeah.
It's such
Especially
a low
when you
number.
look at what Halle Berry did with a bigger budget.
That's just like saying though you're cute for a insert whatever here.
Yeah.
That's because I don't believe it.
Ouch.
I think that number's a lie. It's not 500,000 pounds. I think
A man trying to be the IRS or whatever the British version
that's
of
probably
IRS is.
shit.
Wow.
So then we see Melvin's sister Boopsie. Mind you, her name's Boopsie. her name's Aretha, but they call her Boopsie. So we see Melvin's sister Boopsie finessing her way into the hotel room of Georgia, Boopsie's best friend, Mackenzie family friend, rising star singer, who just discovered her boyfriend has been dogging her out, like it was cheating on her publicly, and also happens to be Melvin's ex-girlfriend, too. And like the worst possible ex-girlfriend. They grew up together. She's essentially in the family. Like I don't know how much attention you paid to the background of the house, but they have pictures of everybody there, and there's a painting with everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
she's in
didn't
the
see the
painting.
painting.
She's the ex-girlfriend that's not going away.
Yeah, so it's like high stakes. Yeah, but so we were introduced to Boopsy and Georgia, and Boopsy's hilarious.
Yeah.
Was she supposed to be the new best friend character? Because of the best friend from the beginning, Wild Mouth does whatever she wants to do, high
Kind
energy.
Kinda, but like that. This is the other version or the for Georgia. You know,
She gives me the same energy as Hugh Grant's sister in, what is that, Notting Hill or whatever?
is
Like
it
the
Notting Hill or Love Actually? Notting Hill.
No, Notting Hill.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's
Like that's
probably on
the
purpose.
Yeah,
Honestly,
like it was like, she's the sister of the main character and she's kind of like artsy and kind of funky and out there, but also
Mhm.
like has these like one or two sincere moments where she can talk to him from like a brother sister standpoint and really get
Yeah,
to him. Like it really
True.
just felt like it was that exact character,
yeah.
but
She's not
black.
just the best friend,
Hmm.
like because she has technically three roles because she ignored her mom. Because her mom said like two different times that like she don't be
She
around to
will be
help
here
her.
to help. Yep.
I don't even think she's officially George's assistant or
Nope.
manager. She
No, she's
just
not.
put herself in that position because
Yep.
she wouldn't have to finesse her way into the hotel room.
Correct.
She gonna be one of those people that come around when you really get put on, be like, "I was here from you from the beginning. I was shooting with you in the gym,"
I
and
was
then,
here from the start.
But on the other side, she's also looked like she was probably working for free.
Yeah.
And she was keeping her on time to her appointments and stuff like
Yep.
that. Like
So
she's
she
just
was
trying to be
doing it.
there. She's just trying to be in it. I don't think
Yeah.
she was gonna necessarily hold it against her. I think she's just like, your family, I'm here.
But
And my
she was
brother ain't
doing
shit.
the dirty work too, because like I remember at some point because she hadn't met Lisa yet. Lisa approaches and
Yeah.
she's like, "Hold up, she don't
Back
feel
up.
like being
Yep.
famous right now.
Yep.
Back up."
Yep. Yep.
But
Honestly,
it's
And
free, but
you need that friend. Like
yo,
yeah,
go over there.
it's free, but occasionally you're at Coachella, so
yeah,
True.
it's not
True.
that free.
True.
that's Hilton logic. Uh,
Sorry.
so so then we get Melvin and Lisa at the airport, and Lisa casually plays with the idea of them having kids to see how Melvin reacts to it. And not only
Poorly.
is he disgusted, oh my goodness, not
Oh
only is
my
he
God.
disgusted, but he also directly insults a white woman with a baby nearby.
So great. So
And
great.
like Lisa gets pissed off and he tries to apologize. She's like, "You got like, don't apologize to me. Like you just like not only did he insult her, but he stared at her while he was talking too. Like,
Yes. Yes.
he was like, "Babies are the bane of my existence." And I'm like, "Damn, bro, shoot."
Yo, I'll kick a baby.
Yo,
Like,
word.
bruh.
He came with such energy. I was actually okay with it though. I was
and
okay
then
with it.
but he's so busy staring at the white woman with the baby, he doesn't even see Lisa's face like horrified.
No, because he too disgusted. He too disgusted.
Or the fact that sis looked pregnant. Like, she looked pregnant as hell. Like, in certain scenes, you could see a little belly, and she was always like keeping her stomach covered. Again,
It
maybe
was a
this is the
posture
moment.
thing, yeah. Like she
Mhm.
was
She was
already
doing
in the mode of covering.
Yeah.
she was
Like
Yeah.
doing the Olivia Pope thing when she was pregnant shooting.
Uh but yeah.
I'm on the
Uh,
plane, like, okay. Just got this camera out. Don't look at me. TikTok.
Then so they arrive in London, the paparazzi taking pictures of him, which was a little confusing because like they were joking about it and then it actually happened, but they're
Mhm.
not famous enough for it to be happening. And then behind them comes Melvin Gregg. His name's Ian, and his character's name's Ian, and he's a famous rapper named Gorgeous who was dating Georgia. He's the one that was cheating on Georgia and got her all messed up.
Mhm.
And like Melvin's pissed or he's annoyed when he realizes it's him. And Lisa, like, I guess he doesn't introduce them right away. And like he introduces Melvin as he knows Melvin's ex. And Ian or Gorgeous is like, yeah, we have the same type.
It was such a dirty
It was so
comment. I
dirtball.
loved it.
I
Like,
I
said ill.
loved it.
Ill.
like there's
That's
no
gross.
way that it would make sense for him to be worked into the movie more. But I don't know, Melvin Gregg's funny, and like that
I
dirtball
really wanted
energy.
him more in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
same.
really wanted him so because I love him as an actor, number one. But his character would have been
like
messy, and I would
just
have loved it.
that
Yeah.
evil energy like would have been so funny, but it didn't fit. So I get it. So he just had this one little part.
I think they did it because they wanted to focus on the two girlfriends
Yeah,
being mortal
yeah,
enemies with each other.
yeah. It would have been a bit much, I guess,
Yeah.
but it would have been fun. But when we get to that shit, oh my god. So yeah, so after that, Lisa gets dropped off at the hotel, and Melvin heads off to the interview. And on her way in, Lisa bumped into Georgia, and like gets like a little starstruck, and Georgia's really nice about it. And then Lisa confesses that she even made love to Georgia's music before. And she's
This
like,
is
"What?
when I knew that Melvin wasn't shit, bro.
What? Seriously? You got me on the sex playlist?"
This is when I knew.
Look, that's funny you say that. Because
I was immediately like,
this would be like,
tell
hold
me
up.
he
Another reason
said maybe
why
let's not. Tell me he's intervened at least.
He told her.
Eventually, he said, I told you to change
I told
it.
you to change it. But like,
another
that's
reason
it?
why
I told you to
this
change the
couple was
song?
not solid.
Yes.
We would have had to
This
cut
was
that.
not a solid couple.
No,
This
you
is
keep
where I
blaming
joined
the
Karreem.
couple. It's Melvin. Melvin is the. I mean, they even say it at some point in the movie. Everything's Melvin's fault.
But honestly, it's a valid point of being like, it's not enough to be like, change. I told you to change the
Because
song.
then he'd have to explain why.
Yeah, if my ex was playing in the background while we were bumping and grinding, the way I would have gently been like, stop. And I'm going to get up, change the song, and also I'm going to go take a shower because we're done here. Like, I'm not fucking around, bro. I'm done.
He really had to say much. That's it. I don't like this song. That's it. We're not feeling
This
this
is
song.
taking me
That's-
out.
that's
This is
it.
taking me out.
That's
I don't
it.
like this.
He could have
Something.
Matter of
finessed it.
fact, delete
Let's go
it
to
from the
another room.
playlist.
But no,
Like,
you having sex to your girl while listening to your ex girl.
yeah.
You know what?
He
She
ain't
was probably
shit.
already like she was openly a fan of Georgia, and
I
he
don't
was just
care.
keeping the secret, right?
No,
So I think
you
that's
ain't
fine,
shit.
or not
That is
fine.
such an
Twisted.
intimate moment.
twisted.
I
I
can
for you
couldn't
to,
understand him
have.
not
I
saying
couldn't have
anything.
handled it, and I would have done anything to stop it. Homeboy is complicit.
Look, but
You know-
once the sex started to the music, then it would have been like, okay, now he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it started happening. Then that's the point. That's the
It's-
canon
it's-
event.
No,
It's
you are
where he gotta,
trying so
like-
hard.
It's
You are
twisted.
working so
It's
You know-
hard.
twisted.
I'm not.
give
No, I'm
him-
not justifying it. I'm just saying.
It's-
I'm just.
Let it go. Stop, Tiffany. Let
I'm
it
just
go.
saying. I understand him not saying anything up until this point. This is the
No.
point where he's like, okay, we gotta, because if she might ask why we gotta change the song, and then he gotta explain himself.
Be a
They've been-
man.
they-
Then be a
they,
man.
They've been together for years.
You know,
Tifron, like shit
probably-
happens.
you know who's probably also done this though? Drake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up now.
1000%.
Hold up. You know Drake would have told her and
This
kept
is-
going.
This is
This is my
this is-
ex.
Oh, I
uh,
love this Riri
yeah.
track.
Oh my!
Turn this up.
And then speaking in his broken patois like he likes to do.
And his upside
Start
down
singing
Spanish.
Lola.
I didn't even know he does that.
What?
I didn't even know about he broken patois.
Mhm.
Views? You never listen to Views?
I listen to Drake as little as possible.
Okay, well, Views was his dancehall album, or dancehall / Afrobeats album.
Is that the one with the weird techno music?
You talking about Passion?
I'm impressed that you know so many of these titles.
Y'all
because
just
I
catching me.
also
Look,
don't
this is a setup.
listen to
Y'all
Drake.
in cahoots. We're in cahoots. You already trying to pin it on me that this is some shit Drake would do, and Tifron's defending Drake, and Tifron knows all the Drake songs. No.
He knows every album in the discography. Okay, Tiff.
Anyway.
Drake's about to email you and go, thanks for the heads up. We boys.
Anyway.
You trying to delete it.
So Melvin does the interview and they don't explain it, but you can tell that he knows the morning show host, ZZ Mills, who I think is a real person.
I was so irritated.
Do you know her, or you
No,
you
I was
irritated?
just
Right
at
up.
irritated by her character.
Oh,
Right off
what
the
she
bat.
was doing
Oh, yeah,
right
she-
off the bat.
She knew she was being messy from the jump.
But it was
Which
Like
like
was wild,
it was.
considering like that was supposed to be like their version of Good Morning America, and sis is just out here being like straight sloppy toppy, no chaser, and just like really not great behavior.
It just didn't. It made her look so. It looked like Wendy Williams. She might as well have just been Wendy Williams. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It gave me
Now I want to
saving.
yeah.
know if that's like if that's really her thing, like because she played herself. If you look at the credits, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe she is the British Wendy Williams or something. I don't know.
That's.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
but
That's
yeah,
important.
so
Find a better way to make your
she
money.
sets up Melvin because she also has Georgia to perform a surprise performance right after him. So they're in the studio at the same time, and they
She
see
said,
each other, and they have that awkward look.
she said,
Because
no,
remember,
stick around, you'll love this.
Melvin just
Yeah.
straight up dips on her. It was the day he was going to propose. She doesn't know this, but he was going to propose to her that day, and then the parents announced the divorce, and he just like he left like that night. Like
Well, wait a
he's
minute. Didn't before she went on stage, she met up with him and the girlfriend met each other.
the
But yes,
girlfriend.
yes. But they
Yeah,
didn't know.
she didn't
Okay,
know anything, but yeah,
She just thinks she met a fan, an American fan,
yeah.
and
right.
she
Okay,
doesn't
yeah.
know that. Yeah.
So that look though, that like I don't know how to describe it. They didn't have the same look. Like she looked like almost like she did something wrong, and but like Melvin had like a oh shit look, like because he's the one who actually did the wrong thing. So now here he is about to have to deal with the
Well,
consequences of his actions.
I thought it was a look like she was still in love with him, and she didn't get closure.
Yeah, I think
I mean
I'm
that's
with Kareem a
true.
little bit, but I think it was also like remember we see her that morning with Boopsy trying to get her ready for that appearance. So
Mhm.
she's already dealing with the
That's true.
outlash of a public,
She knew
her.
he was in London. I don't know if she knew that he was there, but she knew
No,
that he was in London because uh Gorgeous took the picture with him and the
Yes.
paparazzi posted it.
Yes.
And she saw it
Yes.
on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
this was right after she had found out about Gorgeous cheating
Yes.
on her as
Yeah.
well
Yes.
earlier that same
She was going
morning.
That
through it.
morning. So I think she was already like a wounded dog, and then she had
Yeah.
to face
Okay.
like this person who she didn't have closure with, who would have like if she had still been with him, she wouldn't have had to go through all the BS with Gorgeous. Like it was all
so
of that coming out.
you got both your dirtbag exes in one
Yeah.
picture.
Exactly.
One you ain't think you was gonna see again. All of a sudden
Mhm.
he in town,
Mm-hmm.
and now he on the show.
She
Yep.
got a
He
she
on the
got a
show.
lot. She got a lot going on. I get it. Okay, you're right. You're right. I see that. Okay. So in the lobby of the hotel on the way, finally to see his
Oh
mother.
wait! Don't
What
forget.
happened?
That's also when he does the interview. That's where all of his family sees.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That's how
yeah.
they find out
That he's in town.
that he's in town, and
Another dirtbag move
because they
because
were
the family
watching
don't
for
know.
Georgia. They knew that Georgia was going to perform, but they didn't know that he was about to be there. That's funny. And after he not runs off, but after he leaves the stage, he runs into his sister, and like they immediately start fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and "Mom wants to see you."
And
That's
he
just
immediately comes across as like very, I guess, American. Like he's like
yeah.
I'm not like I'm better than you. Like I'm not about to do this right here. Like you're not about to have me out here and they can like record
Yeah.
us and then put it out. Like he just dismissive, you know?
Cause she's keeping him level. She's very much golden boy spoiled.
Yep.
No, you might be all that. Your family still wants to see you.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
mom been missing you. Where you
And I
been?
think what was interesting even about that whole scene going back a little bit to like the interview with old girl is that it starts to set the tone early about like people's perception of him being with an American woman and him being not just better than like his family but like better than British people
British.
as a
Yep. You
whole.
couldn't
Like
find a British girl. Mm-hmm.
yeah, like him going to America is like the equivalent of him, which granted, maybe there was this undertone there, is like the equivalent of like a black person, like a black man dating a white woman or a black woman dating a white man, where it's like, oh, so we weren't good enough for you, so you went and found you an
I
insert.
was gonna ask that. Do you think if she was white, this would have brought more? The family would have been more outraged if
I
he
mean,
brought home a
maybe,
blonde
but there
chick.
was also a very appropriate outrage, I think, from the aunt when she found out that it was an American, not Jamaican. Like the aunt was like, "I could have got you. I got a whole bunch of
Oh yeah,
Jamaican
she's in
girls.
the salon.
And the best friend friend's mom, George's mom is white, so they aren't British. I don't know that it would have had that same level of outrage that we see here.
It would have been
But
an extra layer, but not a deal breaking layer, I think.
I think it would have been a tinge more interesting because even though it kind of gets to this later, when the uncles were having their conversation
Yeah.
about like, well, who is this mystery woman? Like, da 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 da. At least, and they kept saying, at least tell me she's black. Like, at least that she's black. That she's
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
Which it almost feels like there is the undertone of like, at least with some of the uncles, like the side eye for her being
But
biracial because she is.
that was a joke in itself
Yeah.
because it's the Nigerian uncle that's married to the white woman
Yep.
that said that, and the
Yep.
other uncle called him out and was like, "Mate, your wife's white." He was like,
It was a different time.
"It was a different time." But yeah, so they get to the mother's house and like
Wait.
oh no, so they don't get
Yes,
to their mother's
yes.
house yet. They're at the hotel back and they're about to leave and Lisa sees George and she runs over to tell her that my fiance's here. Let me introduce you. And that's when Boopsie's like, she don't feel like being famous right now. Back up.
You're too close, man.
And of course, Georgia and Melvin see each other and immediately try to run away. Like one goes one way, one goes the other. But then the little brother and the cousin pops up, so he turns around and they end up in the back of the hotel or in the dining hall, like literally running into each other, ending up on the floor, a la romantic
Wait,
movies.
whose song was she listening to? Was that Gorgeous's rap song?
Whose song?
She was listening to?
Oh no, I don't. I think it's a real song, but I don't think it's a character song.
Okay,
Huh.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was
You were
his song. I
bopping
thought
too?
to add it to a little bit,
So.
a little bit.
Well,
It
she was
got
just
me.
happy to be in London. She was feeling it. But yeah, so once they end up on the floor and Melvin goes, "Hey Gigi," and she gets up and runs away, and he goes, "Boopsie, go after her." Lisa's like, "The fuck?"
Which was
You-
funny because
you
that whole
know
time he was chasing him. Melvin!
Melvin.
It could have been any Melvin.
It was the Scott Pilgrim gets it.
Yes.
And like, so now we're in the car on the way to the mom's house, and she's fussing him out. "We had sex to her music." And he's like, "I told you to change the song." "I can't believe you didn't tell me that Georgia, the Georgia Fulleron show, is your ex-girlfriend. I didn't think it was important." And she's like, "If it wasn't important, then why didn't you tell me that your ex is a superstar and fucking gorgeous?" Side note, did you get the joke? Your ex is a superstar. Terra, your ex is a superstar and fucking gorgeous.
I'm mad. I'm very upset.
But
Is that what the kids call double entendre?
Yeah. Then it cuts to Georgia, and she's fussing about Lisa. "She's beautiful and American." So Lisa gets a warm welcome from Melvin's mother, Shirley, and 2/3 of the aunties. But the aunties get her alone, and they get messy. And they start showing her old pictures of Melvin.
It was
That
Georgia's
was
own
so
mom. Like,
messy.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Well, let's go.
And
Yeah. She was
the comments.
half the stuff out of Georgia was her Aunt Catherine or Aunt Caroline, because I remember thinking that was also a joke, that her name is Georgia and the mom's name is Caroline. Anyway, half the stuff, half of her lines start off with "my Gigi."
Yeah, but she was.
I guess moms should be an advocate for their children, but also she was the one that was really pushing.
It was messy.
That
and
those
also,
kids should end up together.
There's advocate and there's messy.
Yeah.
Oh, they used to take baths together.
I'm gonna push my daughter on the man that just up and disappeared and left her for 2 years without saying a word. Like, when I tell you, I wouldn't even be trying to see that man and be in the same room with him, and here I am trying to convince his girlfriend that
it's not right, but I get it.
She got the wrong energy for this man.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying understand, because she's the one that was like, because her best friend is Melvin's mom. So they probably, the two of them were probably like, our children are going to get married their whole lives, right? And then
Exactly. I'm like, listen,
Well, the dad did
apple ain't
that
fall far from the tree.
later
Like,
on.
get him away from my kid.
Yeah.
And it's not like she didn't do anything with her life. She's a rising superstar now. So why would I eat? Like, no, she's got way better options.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what another one the auntie said. She was like, she's rich now with her rich rapper man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's my favorite auntie. So then we learned from an we learned from an overdue conversation between Melvin and his mom that 2 years prior at the family Boxing Day celebration, that's when the parents announced the divorce, but it was because the father cheated on the mom and impregnated another woman. Also, that was the night that Melvin was going to propose to Georgia, and that's when he fled to New York.
I just think that's so silly. I just think that's so just.
I
I've
mean,
been
yeah.
like, damn,
Clearly.
that's wild.
Considering how they joke about how dramatic he is, and we already said he's super self-centered, so he was probably like, run away.
How could you do this to
I can't
me?
be here anymore. I can't be here anymore. I gotta leave. I have to go.
And that's why he took a voyage to Atlantis.
Yes, it was a metaphor. So Shirley invites Lisa and Melvin to stay at the house and to come to George's pop-up show that night.
She didn't invite them to the pop-up show. She said, we have to go. She invited them to come and spend the night because they were gonna, all the family was going to get together the next day. And she was like, you can get clothes from Boopsy. We'll get your stuff delivered. And she's like, well, we have to go because we have tickets to George's pop-up show. And then Lisa is like, oh, word? There's a show? And she's like, I got extra tickets. And she's like, let's go. So how are you going to force your man to go to this concert and then cop an attitude once you're there? Like, get your life.
So I watched this twice last night and then actually twice last night because I was watching it for the podcast and then my mom came and watched it with me and I was like, I'm not writing my notes down because I'm talking to my mom, and my mom said that like that's something she didn't like about Lisa because she kept pushing her way in. She was like, if the man doesn't want you to meet his family, it's for a reason. You should just let it happen. And I was like, what? And then she's like, and then she you're right. She did point out
them to be around each other.
She kept trying to force her way.
I get it. I get what they were attempting to show. No. I'm not on her side, but I get what they were.
I was on Lisa's side, but
they were attempting to show that like she's
I'm
doing
the wrong
her
one
due
this
diligence
episode.
by seeing if there's still something there or whatever by having them together. But like, first off, you know the mom's is best friends with the other mom. You went into the house and you seen this girl's pictures all over the place. Like, what more did you need to know that there is something?
She still didn't believe it until all the shit falls apart.
But still,
you go to the concert and then you're like,
you
I
making
gotta
a problem.
This call.
Yeah.
And you leave your man alone? You like if I went to the concert with my man and I was trying to peep what the fuck is going on between him and this other chick, best believe white on rice. Like, I am never leaving his side because I'm peeping every single thing
You're
that's
not answering
happening.
that phone? I mean, she came back and she saw it though.
She was too late.
Nope.
Yeah, the whole thing, first of all, delusional as fuck. Wouldn't have been me. I'd have been like, I'm going to stay home and I'm going to go to sleep. Second of all, the way her insecurity delusionals is also the way she's set up. Like there's levels to insecurity. I can be an insecure motherfucker at times, which means I would not show up because I've been like, that's
see how
she
talking with her ring hand in the camera.
It's also because my right hand is holding my laptop so it doesn't fucking fall and I scream. But the way her insecurity is set up, I'm so insecure. I'm gonna go to this broad's concert so I can watch these two make eye fuckery with each other, and then I can my own.
I don't think she thought it out that far.
So they can emotionally reconnect.
I don't think she thought it
over
out
a
that
song
far.
that was probably about him.
Because when she came back, her feelings were hurt. She immediately saw it. She immediately saw it.
But like, that's where I'm offended. Like, did you make
That
her
nigga sitting
out
there
to
crying.
be stupid on purpose because you're talking about Americans? Because I would never.
Right. You would.
Look,
I think that joke was there a couple of times.
You mad because it's your fault.
Right. You would never. The way I'm set up, you would never catch me tears in the club, baby. I would have already been like, oh, so y'all, I fucking in the club, right? I'm gone. I'm going to take this flight to New Zealand right now.
I don't think she got there yet. because she said,
don't.
because he was like, "Why are we doing this?" And she goes, "Doing what? You should be happy she blew up. You boy, you better clap
But
for her."
even with
And then
that,
she got the
I like
call.
I'm
Then
so
she
much of
came
an
back and was like, "What the
asshole
fuck is
that
going
I'd
on
have
here?"
been there
But
like
see, that's the thing.
lighter in the air, like, hey, hey, say a little prayer for you. I'd have made it known that like I was like, yeah, I'd have been in
and
there like, yeah, guess what?
and it's
I'm
a
your
slow
biggest
song.
fan and I
And it's a
have
slow
your
song.
ex. But like you're not gonna play me like this, like have him here and then you're just gonna be I fucking him in the middle of your song and I'm standing here looking stupid. No, absolutely not.
Right. And I'm also a dick where she's like, she blew up. You better clap it. I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
little bitch. What about you? What you doing? All you was got your
Word.
little book tour.
Word.
She got 5 #1 hits on in the charts this year alone. Where the rest of your books at? Huh? You only
Yeah.
pre-selling
Yeah.
charting. You're not even charting for real. So what you doing? See, because I'm mad. And
Yeah.
she's pregnant. So she's hormonal. I would have been on 10, which means I would have had the
I
forethought
would
to just
like
be
to
like, let me just
side
stay
note
home.
though
Let me
that
just
this
stay
is the
home.
second
I
time
don't need
that
to
this
do
song has
uh-uh.
come up in a rom-com that I thoroughly enjoyed about like this fight between a man and like his possible future and also his past. The other one is My Best Friend's Wedding with
What's the other
Julia
one?
Roberts and Dermot Mulroney. Yeah, they have a huge
Okay,
scene
it's probably
where
on
she
purpose.
like brings
Mm.
her boss in to pretend that they're dating to make the groom jealous and he sings that song and like the whole restaurant is singing that song so I was like ain't this about a bitch.
Rye Lane and
Oh
this had a lot of callbacks. I know Boopsie's in both,
yeah.
but had a lot of
She
callbacks to rom
is.
coms.
Oh yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, she
but
was stupid.
I see what you're saying. I'll
Nope.
back off. I'm
Nope.
Team
No you're
Lisa at
not.
the
No you're
moment,
not.
but yeah, oh, shut it down.
Nope.
No. Uh, all right, I'm not Team Lisa at the moment. So right as Georgia starts singing, oh, we already explained all that. Keep it moving.
Dramatic ass. I hate
But
him.
yeah, he was
Let me
crying,
wipe that
dog.
one tear from
Uh,
his eye. I'm like, you put this all in motion. Like, why you?
I am telling you, they are a couple that should
You know
not be
what,
getting
Kareem? I'm
together.
sorry. Yeah, you know
There's too
you.
much. There's
Kareem's
too
gonna come back
much.
to this. He's gonna keep coming back
Look,
until
Oh.
look,
we're all
you
on his side.
jeopardizing life. No, okay, because I can't talk from the female perspective because I'm not a female, but from the male, okay, I got my girl here, all this drama, meeting my family for the first time in another country. I'm gonna be in close proximity to my ex. I might still have feelings for. I don't recognize that
Thank
and
you.
think there might be some
Thank
issue.
you.
And now I'm up in the concert crying because she's singing. I'm
oh,
crying. My girl is here with me, and I'm crying. I got this much emotion over this ex I have not seen in years. In
Nothing.
years. Talk to
Process that.
nothing. Not Facebook friends, not on her Instagram, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in this country for 15 seconds. 15 seconds and I'm like, oh, maybe I should be with this American girl. Maybe she ain't the one. No, no,
Ivanka,
no.
move.
Something so it ain't
Ivanka,
right.
move.
It ain't something ain't it ain't right. It ain't
Yes.
right. Something wrong. Okay, he is weak. With something wrong. This is I'm not seeing why she chose him and this
Look,
I'm not
honestly,
seeing it.
this is how I envision the podcast: is me trying to win y'all over to my side, but y'all also fight back. So this is I'm happy. Uh, so, but Kareem's fighting for this. He's like, no, they should not be together. But yeah, so now we get the Christmas Eve gathering scene.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody goes over to the Mackenzie house. Funny, Shirley's not there though because she's out with Richard shopping. But everybody ends up at the house.
Mm-hmm.
All the aunties. This is when we meet all the aunties together. All the uncles. Or we finally meet the uncles, and like the uncles are
It's
playing dominoes
beautiful.
and getting drunk. And, typical.
I love how the other uncles are like the
Yeah.
American
Yeah.
uncles at the
Mm.
family
Agreed.
gatherings. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just
That's why I want to. That's my.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an advocate for the Black British movies because we're the same.
Togetherness,
Yeah,
unity.
but yeah. So there's Uncle Clint, who's George's father, who's Nigerian, right? And he says, let me see if I can get my bad Nigerian accent back." But all right. I'm not. I'm sorry, I can't.
Me too. I was like, here we go.
I'm mad at
It's
the
like,
suspense. I was ready. I was like,
Right?
he's like, whatever, whatever.
He's like, do it,
You
do
know,
it.
this
Oh.
boy is like his father. I can't. I start laughing and it goes away. Jumps onto the next best thing, leaving his roots for some ditzy, airheaded American girl. I mean, is she black? Confirm for me, daddy, she's black. Oh,
Blacko.
black. And then Uncle Tommy's like, "Your
She
wife
comes
is
out.
white, mate."
Yep.
And then
Mhm.
the whole time Lisa's like listening before she came around the corner.
And you,
So then
you
she
saw how
comes
she threw a
out, gets
little
her confidence
southern
right, and she's like,
when
"Oh,
she
she is
came
most
in for
definitely
that.
black."
Like, okay.
Yeah. And like all the uncles were like, "Oh."
I will give it to her at this juncture in the family
She
gathering.
was fighting.
She was fighting. She was bold because even
Mhm.
growing up with my brothers bringing like girlfriends over to just to
Weak.
the house.
Thank you. Yes.
If you shown you was timid
Yes.
and weak,
Yep. She ain't gonna last long.
They'll eat
you
you.
won't.
That
You
one ain't
will.
They'll
gonna
It
eat
last
you.
won't work.
long.
It won't
Nope.
work. It
Blood in
speak
the
up.
water.
Speak up.
They
Gotta
smell
say
that fear.
the times my mom came in and everybody speaking, and girlfriend quiet in the corner. My mom would
Mhm.
cue her out. You can't speak.
Because you
Oh
have
no.
Something wrong?
you have to have a
Why?
voice. Yeah.
It also makes sense because I see your mom and you. So I
What you
that's-
mean? What you mean?
anyway, we missed the part. My favorite part, or one of my favorite parts of the movie. The more I watch it, the more favorite parts I get. So Lola knows what I'm talking about here. Caribbean, especially Jamaica, they say curry chicken.
Chicken curry.
Boy.
Yep.
Guyanese say chicken curry.
Mhm.
And they like to get on Guyanese because they flip it. And let me explain this.
Mhm.
Guyana has a lot of Indians.
Mhm.
And in think about Indian food, like Indian curry. It's two different dishes, technically.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
like you curry the chicken or you add chicken to the curry, right? So now because Guyana has a lot of Indians, they could be talking about the same dish. They could be talking about curry chicken, right? But because we have a lot of Indians, no one's sitting there thinking about the semantics of the ratio of the sauce
Yep.
to meat, like so that's where the flip comes from. It's because they're just not thinking about it. They could be talking about the same thing, but technically, like Indians say chicken curry because that curry's
Mhm.
yeah. So, but that's where the flip comes from. So anyway,
Mhm.
that the scene, Josh brings out curry goat, and he's like, "All right, try it, Auntie." And then she goes, he says, "Yes, yes, yes, straight out the kitchen, aunties. Let me know what you think."
Yeah.
And then the big auntie's like, "How you put too much curry in the goat? Me know your mother not teach you to cook."
If I want
Sorry,
curry like
me know
Indian
your mother
people,
not
I
teach you
would
to cook
have
like
asked
curry like
Janet.
Indian people. People, she said, but if we want Smile Island, Vincey style curry, we would ask Janet to cook it. She said Vincey style
Mhm.
curry. Janet is from St. Vincent, another island. So I'm just explaining all of this. But that's why this part is so funny to me because it's a whole thing, right? And that's why I have to kind of explain the way that the auntie is just not being like ignorant or racist. That
Yep.
she's yelling at him for cooking curry
Mhm.
like Indian people because Jamaicans, it's the opposite. It's like
And
you
you're gonna
curry the
get
chicken,
that with
not adding
like,
chicken to it. Or this was curry
if you
goat,
get
same deal.
roti,
So
Trinidadian roti versus Guyanese roti versus Jamaican, like you're gonna get, everyone's gonna say that their version is the best. So that to me,
yeah,
that's what I got
there's
when I
little
saw her throwing the shot at the other aunt,
yeah.
and then their back and forth, that they had. I was like, oh, that's every Labor Day for me when I'm out at
Yeah.
the West Indies
That shit was so
parade.
funny. Yeah. Because the white aunt was like, "I love me an Indian curry,"
But
and
that
she
look.
goes, "Caroline, I love Indian food too, but if me want Smile Island curry Vincy style, me ask Janet to
Mhm.
cook it." And then she was like, she said, "You a yardie, you back of the yard people, you lack class." And she's like, "If it wasn't for us, our yardies, you couldn't walk the street." And she was like, "You're right."
Right.
Again, watch Small Axe on Amazon Prime. Those Small Axe movies
Yes.
explain all of
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, because
See,
I
Kareem
figured
gets what I'm talking about.
that
Yes.
point is where I got a little bit lost, because I was like, this may be a British thing.
Yeah,
There may be more to this story, but I also can
yeah,
understand that it was reminiscent, I guess,
Yeah.
of the kinds of conversations that might be had between Caribbean blacks and African American blacks, where you know
Yeah.
the African American black would
I
be like,
understand
"You
all this
wouldn't be
because
comfortable walking
growing
down the
up, my
street if it
mom
wasn't for us."
dated a guy that owned a
'Cause,
Jamaican restaurant down the street, so I heard a lot,
yeah,
a lot, a lot.
was there ever oxtail like actually in in stock?
It at times it was times where I would come in flaunt that you see them preparing the oxtail,
Were you like,
getting it ready.
were you like, hey, Uncle Shakespeare,
I
how
hate
about you
you.
bring some curry over? Like, we don't have that.
His name was Loxley. It was Loxley.
Of course it was. Of course it was.
It's perfect.
but the, but it was that time where like I would see them preparing the food like earlier in the day. I would leave. I swear, it had to be no more than an hour.
Of
Come
course,
back
gone,
thinking I'm getting it's gone.
gone,
It
and you
finished.
can't get no
It
gravy
finished.
because the
Gone.
oxtail's gone.
Man.
It finished. Oh, Loxley. Come on. Come on, man. I was just here. It didn't even finish cooking. I was just here.
Let me get back to it. But so Lisa quickly wins over the uncles, right? And loudmouth auntie, because she keeps sticking up for Lisa too.
I
Because she
loved
said,
her.
what happened?
I loved her, but I loved her in the next portion.
Oh
When,
yeah,
yeah.
I think the next portion is when she says what I have in mind.
Yes. Yeah. That was my
so-
favorite line of the whole thing.
So then we see, you can say it when it comes up. Then we see Shirley and Richard, the white man, at the grocery store
White.
discussing why Shirley is still hiding their relationship. And they run into Bilal, Shirley's ex-husband. And Bilal's one of my favorite characters because
Mhm.
I don't want to say all middle-aged West Indian men are like this, but a lot of them he has this fucking he's such a pompous dude. And he's sly with it too. Let me see if I can get my voice ready. Let me see if I can do it. I gotta go even deeper.
But you know,
And go
this
ahead.
is the same energy that the cousin had
Yep.
in the beginning of the
Yep.
movie. This is, now you're just seeing it matured. It's
Yeah,
aged.
this is where he got it from.
Yes.
This is what he's gonna turn into.
Yes.
This is.
He goes, how is he look more beautiful than the 19-year-old girl that I married, eh? And he gives her a long kiss on the and she goes, what you're seeing is happiness. Single life will do that to you. And he goes, is that so? And he immediately turns to Richard, Bilal, how are you? I'm Shirley's husband.
Yeah. Hate him.
And she goes, X.
X.
And he's like, you know what they say, Richard? Children keep you married for life. Isn't it right, Rich? And he excuses himself. And she goes, children keep you locked for life.
Word.
He goes, well, love, marriage, relationships, all a matter of perspective. And she goes, I seem to remember it was your perspective that ended the relationship in the first time, in the first point, Bilal. And he goes, you see, she still loved me, Richard. Mhm.
But honestly, let's not forget, she was folding. Sis was fighting for her life the whole time.
Yo,
Yeah.
she
As
was.
soon as she saw him, she was like, oh.
Started doing that SpongeBob sweat meme.
He was
like,
he was laying on that Caribbean charm so hard to smile, and he got real close. Yeah, look, man. I looked over at my mom in the scene, and she was smiling too hard. I was
Yes, exactly. Every fucking you wanna punch him, but you're also like.
Meanwhile, new boyfriend sitting there like.
He was trying, but he also had to be respectful of the whole conversation they had just had, where she was like, "You need to fall back. We're not ready to do this yet. Like once I announce you, the whole party's going to be a wrap."
Yeah,
did we even go over the very pivotal part of their relationship in the beginning of the movie when she had my man sneaking out of her window?
Yes.
After he was
Yes.
just knocking him boots.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she was like, "You got to get out of my house where my kids see you." I'm so sorry, but I'm not.
Bootsy saw him. Yeah.
Boopsie saw him, but Boopsie's so oblivious. She hadn't I don't think, no, it's because she never goes to help at the theater, so she's never seen him yet. So she thinks he's just a random pervert that was walking in his underwear.
Some homeless dude walking
Excuse
around.
me,
This is...
I'm gonna call the police.
And Richard was loving her down in that scene, okay? Down bad. She stuck the tongue out at him when he was in the bathroom. Like, I was like, oh,
And still, Bilal had her sweating in the store. That is what I'm trying to tell you.
taking in her boots. Shirley just in there like, maybe ethical non-monogamy or polygamy can be a thing.
Yeah, I'm not in a relationship per se. Didn't agree to anything yet.
They didn't put a word on it.
I can figure it out.
Man, like, and he had like his smell good on and everything because he was on his way to her house.
Yeah,
he was
He had
picking.
the gold chain on with the hat.
He was picking up a red stripe, and she was like,
his turtleneck. He knew.
Look, he said, "I'll see you home," and she was like, "What you mean home? You're not coming to my house?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Panties. Slingshotted. Just
Yes.
what am I supposed to do?
That's probably why she
home.
didn't come home like right away.
You know
She
what?
didn't
I
go
didn't even
down.
think about that. You know what?
She had to go stand in the snow. She had to go get it together. She
was like, "Let me go spend time with Richard. I gotta because as soon as I get home, it's on."
Mm-hmm.
You got to have another 1-year-old.
That's that confidence. You just got to exude that confidence.
Oh boy.
One thing I will say that she asked, because she was trying to throw it back at him. She was like, "And how's your other son?" And he goes, "The baby's fine, but I haven't seen him in a while either." So I immediately was like, "Oh, like."
This man ain't shit.
He explains it later. I'll get to that later, but like he was going through his own thing too.
But to me, that wasn't even. I mean, yes, but I think also it was like a unspoken and I'm a single man. Like I haven't seen it. I'm not with the mom.
Oh,
I haven't seen him.
Good point. So it's more him still laid it on.
Yes, that's how I took it. I took it as I haven't seen him either. Listen,
I took it.
I messed up.
I'm still a dirtbag.
Yeah. Oh well, I took it as I messed up. I did that, but just so you know, I'm not with her either. So hi, how you doing, wife?
I'm still a dirtbag.
It's only been 2 years since they've been divorced. That ain't shit in the grand scheme of things. That is still in the time.
Also,
he's a free agent.
Children keep you married for life.
Yep. Yep.
That's why they say be careful who you have kids with.
Oh man. So back at the house, Boopsy and Gigi arrive and everything gets super awkward as Lisa and Gigi's Georgia. I don't know if I said that. Lisa and Gigi immediately start to go at it and the aunties aren't helping.
But right before they even started, the minute that Gigi walked in the room, Loud Aunt, my girl, because she was like, "Yo, perk up! Like, what are you doing?" Yeah, she said, "This is old news. You are today's newspaper, bruh." When I tell you, I am trying to find a way to work that line into something in the future. I can't wait to curse somebody out and say, "You are old news. I am today's newspaper."
That was the West Indian auntie version of "Pick your head up, King." You dropped your crown. Like she gave her that pep talk. Look, like she saw it coming too.
Yeah,
because she
was also.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying she was also
you know what?
getting the aunties the aunties were on Team Gigi already established, and that's when she said, she rich anyway, and she got her rich rapper man.
You know what? And she did what Golden Boy should have been doing,
hyping up her.
Because he saw how she reacted from a distance.
Yeah, he did. Remember, he threw a thumbs up.
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to be right next to her. No.
And what was also
you weak man. This is
there could, although this might be a reach for me, so if anybody feel free to snatch my neck back in, colorism. Because you notice Gigi, very fair skinned, biracial, light skinned. Lisa, dark skinned girl. The aunt who stuck up for her, also dark skinned, whereas the other aunties were fair skinned that were all teen.
You know what?
Okay.
I didn't even cue in on that.
Yeah.
You know what?
No, I think that a little bit.
Because I was just like, damn, like nobody, not the other two aunties. Well, granted, again, Caroline is Gigi's mom, so I expect a certain amount of loyalty to her own child or whatever. But I was just like, so okay.
I think the only reason why I didn't pick on it too much was because I felt like it was balanced out with the sister and everyone else. So.
But
I just found it weird.
Valid to me. I see it.
Yeah, it's valid. Yeah.
we skipped over it a little bit, but I really loved when the uncles were introducing themselves to Lisa.
Oh my god,
because that was wild.
Uncle Tom, because they were
Yes.
hitting on her. They were hitting on her. Uncle Tommy was like, "No, I don't like," or he said, "Don't call me Uncle,
No,
just
Bill.
Tommy."
He was like, "I'm Bill.
Oh,
You don't. I'm not
yeah,
Billy.
Bill.
I'm
I
Bill."
keep calling him
And she was
Tommy.
like, "I think Billy's
Yeah.
a cute name for
For
an
an
uncle."
uncle.
Because she came down flipping. She had her titties out. She kept it covered up cute though. Like she came ready for whatever.
And the
So
young
I will
brother. Like I
Yep.
love that whole scene because I've lived that scene before. I've lived that.
He
Like
said,
I'm being introduced as someone's significant other, and I got other people in the
"Nobody
family. Like
introduced Josh. Josh introduced himself. He
He
ran
did.
up and was like."
I'm the cuter younger brother that you should have met first. Like, and also that makes Josh look like you have a problem. Like, this is now the second family member whose girl you're trying to cut. Like, go to therapy.
Look, he's his father's son.
Bro.
Well, but yeah, because it was a cousin and not a brother. That's funny.
Yeah.
But also, that's how the men's are. Like, they don't.
They really don't.
Look. So then we get a quick scene with Shirley and Richard in the car where
we need to write back.
Okay,
we need to skip back. Yes, because I don't think that this part was believable.
I left it at the aunties open. You're right.
As much as I want to say that I like when this song came on, I was vibing and I was up and dancing. Like, I just don't think realistically you would have put that song on and we're just gonna drop everything, that the tension that's in the room.
You're right. So I have seen at many a family gathering the song come on and then just impromptu dance. I've seen it. That's the thing. At least in black households, I get it. But it was real in the field before he put that song on. And,
like, that Hail Mary.
Because his sister was about to fight the girlfriend. What did you say?
He just rolled up like, "Party over here."
Yeah. He was like, Josh, start dancing.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like not my black family, because it'd been like, turn that shit off. I'm not done.
We're not done yet.
Yeah.
All right. You want to boss so we can boss up back, and then niggas would have got to fighting. Like, the fight would have had to happen just to get the tension out. And then whatever. Like,
I think it only worked because everybody outside of Boopsie, Lisa, and Georgia didn't want the fight to happen. So they all started dancing. And then you still get a quick shot of Lisa and Georgia like...
Yeah, because there's hell.
That would have been the whole time.
Just that look in the eyes like, you know I was about to fuck you up, right?
Like, right. Listen, my head can't stop, so we whining, but I'm also like, you look at me one wrong way.
Creepy uncle also dancing up on your girl.
I loved it. I loved it.
Like, Melvin saw he heard the kill bit. He was like, shit, Pop Can, Vibes Cartel, help me out. Real bad man, I'm modeling the shots.
They were definitely still dancing too close to each other. And again, like you said, those looks would have been cut. I would have felt it and I'd been like, bitch, you what?
Yes. Yeah.
Wine.
Wrong person touch you.
You too close, man.
And then there were cupcakes and shit being thrown.
We're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna talk about that later because that's another scene that I did not find.
Oh yeah, because it happens twice.
Yeah.
Because they get back to it. Yeah. So the dance breaks out. Side note: a song is called "Clarks" by Vibes Cartel and Popcorn. I love that song.
Me too. That's why I was like, okay, I get it. I could not dance if I heard this, but I
would dance if I was about to fight if I heard that song.
Or
I just might end up beating somebody's ass to the beat.
If it was a white family, you would have had to play Wagon Wheel.
Oh god.
Nah, it would have been Freddie Mercury.
Sweet Caroline.
Bohemian Rhapsody would have had
Rhapsody. Sweet Caroline,
one of
those, something that gets everyone.
I feel like for me, it would have had to been Back That Ass Up. I was
whoa,
that's the American style. American style
immediately would have stopped and been like, wait, I gotta do it for the 99s and the 2000s. Hold on,
So Bilal shows up while they were dancing, and he's like, "Y'all love a party, yeah?" And immediately, like, we see that Melvin's still angry towards him. Because he's like, does mom know you have a key? Like, that's how he greeted. And then Bilal's like, so this must be the woman I found about on national TV.
But before that, Georgia was doing so much. I missed you. Come here.
Uncle
Oh, like I've
Bilal.
been here, whatever. And then her face was mad stank when he was like, Lisa's gorgeous. What? She was
Look, for
And
this
so
to
the
be,
gorgeous.
whole
oh, go ahead.
finding out on national TV is also a huge, just like fuck you, because
Yeah,
that's a
it's
Yeah.
funny. The dad and the mom both said it
Mm-hmm.
because Shirley said it too. Oh, this is the woman that I found out about on national TV.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then the dad said the same thing. And
Yep.
they weren't even together. Like, I love that. So yeah, so then we get the quick scene with Shirley and Richard in the car, where Shirley tries to put in the words why it isn't easy to introduce him to the kids, and then he just says like, "But I love you," and then they go out and start dancing in the snow. So I don't know how I feel about that, because it's like, no, that's a real conversation you got to have.
well.
But
Also,
also, it's a romantic comedy, so love conquers all. But
I'm just mad. He literally confessed his love. He said it twice. Just turned up the music and got out of the car, and I'd have been like,
But I feel like this is not the first time they had that conversation, and that's why he knew, like, I bet, like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna enjoy the moment because we've been here before, and
yeah,
she's
I mean,
ducked me
they were literally
before.
having it before, and
Yeah,
then
like,
Bilal popped up.
yeah. So, but
I
I feel
mean,
like this has probably been an ongoing, like, when is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? In the same vein that Lisa was like, "Oh, you're not gonna take me to London and introduce me to your family at the perfect time."
Karreem,
which
do you have
means
something to say about this relationship?
I mean, even with this, the mom's relationship was more solid than her son's.
God,
They having real conversations. That's the thing. They're having the conversations.
Yeah.
It might
Yeah.
not be complete, but it's an ongoing progressive conversation towards a solution.
I hate when you're right.
Tune in next week for Karreem, relationship guru.
but I would like to say it's funny to me because the fact that Richard was just he literally smiled and nodded and got out of the car and like danced with her and whatever. I was like, damn, Shirley must got that snapper because Richard really just going along with whatever. Like her
Cause
husband,
she got that fine wine.
yeah, because my man excused himself when her
I've seen it happen
ex-husband
in the
come
cosplay
over.
community all the time.
You know what?
Woo!
You know
Oh,
what?
They don't listen to this podcast. Keep moving. Just brought that Mauricio energy.
I'm done.
Okay.
I lost
So back in the house again, cousin Joseph shows up to beat up Melvin's younger brother Josh for gifting his girlfriend a painting of them together.
Bro.
He brings the package.
He's going hard.
It's so funny. So Melvin answers the door, and like Joseph immediately starts teasing him, and like Melvin doesn't feel like being bothered, so he like leaves the door open and was like, "Josh, you deal with it," and he goes back. So they go in the front room and they start fighting, right? And I got the quote down here. What does he say? Because freaking Joseph is funny. Oh, he goes, "Hollywood Mel's, you know what go on?" And he's like, "How you doing, Joseph? How you doing, Joseph? Bruv, do you know what? I can't even say you sold out. You've been committed to sounding like a white man from day one."
Wow.
This was a wild
I
statement.
missed that.
Like, that's when Melvin was just like, "Josh, you deal with this." He wasn't even going to deal with that energy. Oh man. But yeah, so they go in the front room, they start fighting because he unwraps the present, and it was like, this is what you bring in my
The
girlfriend.
way he did that scene, he's like, look at this. This is so awesome.
Look at this.
So beautiful.
What's wild is how down bad his brother really is about like his ex-girlfriend person. My man went to Georgia and was like, I need to write a song. I need to just like, I need to know. And then he got his homeboy to commission a fucking painting for them.
Yo.
And he wraps it up and sends it for Christmas.
He
And I'm
calls the
just
other
like,
cousin Jermaine. He's like, "Jermaine, we have to go bigger."
Yo,
yeah,
word. I was crying.
like,
man.
sir, what did she do to you?
Nothing yet.
Nothing. She
He
didn't
just
even
fell
pay
in
him
love
no
with her
attention.
in his head.
You know what? This whole family and relationships.
Word. The more you talking about it, Karreem, the more I'm about to be on your team because you're right.
Don't give it to him. No.
I'm just saying, it's just off.
So fights are breaking out in the house. So the front room fight's happening. And now in the back room with the domino game. This is the part.
This
So
is the energy I finally needed from Lisa, bro, because she was lacking all movie.
yeah.
She was playing timid too much.
So the domino game gets serious with Lisa on one uncle team and Georgia on the other uncle team. And, and they start going at each other's throats. Just a little advice to keep your man happy. That's funny coming from someone who can't keep a man. Excuse me? Listen, you American fantasy. You know nothing about what I can do. If Balala Miss Shirley never split, you'd never have met. You're a rebound, a convenience. And she's like, oh, it's cool. Let's cut the bullshit. You're hurt. I get it. You didn't know I existed. And maybe you thought that you two would someday find your way back to each other. And I'm sorry for that. But that's not how the story ends. You sure about that? You're not even sure you got a ring. And she's like, little girl, I'm sure you weren't even a thought before yesterday.
Finally, 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 and I would have been like, I would have added on top of that, not only were you not a thought, but I can describe the ring that is in his possession because he's already given it to me once. Like, bro, when I tell you,
Oh man! So Georgia storms out and like Melvin and finds Melvin in the backyard. Right? She brings up that she saw how he was looking at her the night before, and then she steals a kiss. Is that stealing a kiss? I don't know because she was the she initiated it, but then they held it for way too long. So I don't know if you could still call that stealing a kiss.
He closed eyes. He wanted it.
I call it desperation.
So she started it, but he
also could have backed the fuck up.
He engaged. He engaged. It takes two. Like he wasn't like, oh.
He didn't do a head back move. He didn't do.
Yeah. He didn't dodge.
He didn't no push.
The cheek.
No.
He didn't no.
Nah, he let it happen.
He didn't lean into it, but he stood firm.
So I don't know if I could call that stealing a kiss, but they kissed.
Firm in it.
I just had to specify that she initiated, but he didn't leave. And sure enough, Lisa saw the whole shit.
Of course.
Like
the whole 10-second kiss.
It's a rom-com. She had to.
Yeah, but I mean like so okay, women's
okay.
If you were Lisa in this situation, how long would that kiss last before you know like Melvin has to die? Or at least you're done with him.
Okay, so
because you see Georgia leaning. I don't know if she saw Georgia lean in or not, but point is they locked and he didn't pull away. How long does
I'm gonna say a very controversial opinion, or maybe controversial opinion, but
look, stand on business.
I'm mad at Melvin, but I'm fighting Georgia. And here's my thing: if I had never met Georgia before, I'm fighting Melvin, right? But Georgia knows I exist. So now, on the woman's code, you've crossed that line because you know I exist. Not only do you know I exist, I'm on premises, and you have the gall to sit here and try to... No, that's it. Like, I'm going to deal with Melvin later at home because he's not getting all scot-free, but right now I'm coming for your ass. Like, that's what would have happened if it were me.
Yeah. Okay. Terra?
I don't know, man. I have to, so it depends on which version of Terra we're talking about. And I say that very specifically. Tiff, you know, my relationship is ethical non-monogamous. So if I think about current Terra's brain, I'd be like, meh. I'd probably still be annoyed, but whatever. Or maybe I wouldn't be. I don't know. If I think about past Terra's brain, DMX said it best. I'd be out like a thief in the night. Y'all wouldn't have seen me. Y'all wouldn't have known I was there. I would have checked out of that hotel the second I got back. The fact that she stayed was very cute. The whole, there are no flights out to New Zealand. Oh, they're flying to New Zealand on Christmas. You would never heard from me again, ever.
And I didn't have to go to New Zealand. What? I'd have gone anywhere. The kind of money that you were allegedly making at this job that's giving you an offer to send you to New Zealand. Bitch, please. I'd have been in Paris.
Plane ticket
Karreem
that
just
night.
sitting there saying ho.
Home. No, I said
home. I thought you just like ho.
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah, because it's like, to me, there's levels to this shit. Like, your family is indirectly disrespecting me. She's indirectly disrespecting me. You not showing up
That's
for me
all
in
I'm
any form of
saying.
fashion. And now you expect me to be like, yeah, let's figure it out. Figure out these nuts, my guy.
Yeah,
Like,
All I'm
yeah.
saying,
It's giving
been
the
too
bat
much.
from Lemonade.
It's been too much. It's been way too much.
And I'm not fighting because I'm like the Melvin thing, because he's already, that's a wrap. That's done. That's over, said and done with. This is now just on my stance as a woman. Like, I'm fighting you just because of the fact that you disrespected me because you knew I existed and you decided to like do some bull. But like Melvin was, all of that was already deaded, done. And I'm going to
See,
Paris to spend my holiday.
And
And then I'm going home or New Zealand or wherever.
yeah, I'm going to wherever to get my abortion. Let's
Right?
not forget. And then I will gallivant myself wherever the fuck else. But yeah, it's because again, it would just be too much disrespect. Like your aunts are really out here like being sideways towards me, and all you can do is give me a thumbs up. A
yeah.
thumbs up?
Mhm.
Are
And
we
my,
the same?
and my thing is, she wouldn't have went in for the kiss if he presented himself in a way where that was not
Yes.
happening.
Thank you. Thank
I mean,
you.
Mm,
But I'm still fighting
she
her
saw that
because
nigga
you a
crying.
woman.
She knew
That's what
she
I was.
had him.
That's what I was saying. He been wrong from the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, the more Kareem talks, the more I'm Team Kareem.
Don't do this.
No, don't do this. No, no.
So anyway, so Lisa sees it and like she grabs a coat and like Melvin goes out chasing her, begging, and like she already got the Uber called and everything. And Lisa points out that Georgia still loves him and his entire family loves Georgia. And she says, "You've just shown me in the worst way that it has never been just about you and me," which to Kareem's point.
Mm.
So yeah, so Lisa gets in an Uber and pieces out. Melvin goes back inside to find Joseph laid out. I don't know what they did to him, but like
It
all
was
you
a
saw
lucky
was his
punch.
feet.
It was a lucky
And
punch.
Josh was like, "Look, like we killed our cousin. Help!" So he just like runs past him, like he's not even gonna acknowledge that, and like he's like running it back to like ask somebody for some keys so he could go back to the hotel quick or something. But then Gigi's dad starts fussing him out. You Hollywood, sorry, let me not Caribbean accent. I got a
Wait, before you do
Nigerian.
that, I just want to keep on how when he needed help, like keys, he
Yeah,
went directly to his dad.
yeah. His dad was like, "Gotcha."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be that he'd only want the car, but
Also true.
yeah,
Also true.
I'm
Well,
gonna
their mom
I'm
wasn't
gonna go
there
with
yet.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you though, and just know that the dad got him, which was also sweet because like he was already like he wasn't even looking at him. His keys, here you go. But yeah, so Gigi's dad is like, "You Hollywood bastard! You were gone all these years. You come back without an apology. The son will inherit the sins of the father. Just because your father shitted on your life does not mean you get to shit on my Gigi's life."
I would like to point out again, all right, these are all adults here.
Yeah.
These are not like children. Chill out, everybody. Shitted on his life and everything. Like, chill.
I mean, but he was already proved to be a dramatic ass dude. The son will inherit the. I'm sorry. Let me stop with the accent. But even before, when he was talking about, is she even black? Is she even black? Yeah. So and just as the argument like lights up and like everyone starts yelling, Bootsy throws a cupcake at Uncle Clint and then one of their dad and like the other uncles, and like then they ended up just getting in a food fight. That's the
Which
only wild part to me
is
because
wild, because in what Black American,
you
Black
wasting that much
Caribbean home
food,
are you wasting food?
dirty, yeah,
Like,
wasting
no.
the food and dirtying up the house.
yo,
Ah.
That's why
never.
the mom snapped the way she did when she came back.
And then slapped her ankle right afterwards, or
She
wrist,
slipped on
or
a
whatever.
cupcake.
I'm wondering if the mom was the mature one in the family, the one that kind of kept people from doing their complete foolishness.
The
I
rock.
mean,
It's possible,
clearly,
and
but
because she in the scene we find out in a minute that she was like she knew she was wrong for how she reacted or at least broke the news, the divorce news, all that stuff. But like that was out of character for her to be that dramatic. So I see what you're
to be
saying.
petty, right? Wasn't it
Yeah,
like
She
it
was
came
hurt.
across that she was mad petty about
yeah,
it?
because she broke it on Boxing Day. Like it's a day where everyone's enjoying each other and celebrating. You could have waited until a non-holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she went out with a bang.
Well, she publicly humiliated him by mentioning that he cheated on her and fathered a kid, as
Yeah.
But
opposed
I
to
mean,
just
but I
having the
get it.
family
She
together.
could have been her, her own emotions going through her own thing. She could have been hurt. People do things,
Mm-hmm.
out of character when they're going through stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But knowing this family, everybody messy. She could just be messy.
it could be, yeah.
Everybody, all
But
y'all.
I think she being the matriarch would have held it together.
Mm-hmm.
or at least is known for holding it together, right?
Her clear Huxtable moment.
Because her sister, I'm assuming the big auntie is the sister. I'm assuming. I don't know for sure. They never specify if there's a sister or a brother, if they're all just friends. But it would make sense that like that auntie's like that and she's the opposite.
Yeah.
But yeah, so food fight, mom shows up, slips on a cupcake, kicks everybody, get the hell out of my house. It's a wrap.
Black energy. Everybody get out.
And then after Shirley kicks everybody out, she goes off on Melvin, pointing out that Lisa's missing. Like she peeped it already. She's very observant. She's like, "Where's Lisa?" And then she goes, "Did you know she's pregnant?"
Yep.
And
Oh my gosh!
did y'all?
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the men this. Karreem, did you know how Lisa's mom knew that? I'm sorry, Melvin's mom knew Lisa was pregnant.
The glow, I guess.
The glow, Tim.
Glow was his last dragon.
The emotion? I don't know. Look, okay, I have very little knowledge of this stuff because I don't deal with females in that aspect.
Okay, so up until the third time I watched this movie, I thought it was the glow. I'm with you on that. Are you Googling the glow? What are you doing?
Screams like women glowing, and it's just going to be literally like kilos behind women.
All we hear is keys.
That wasn't me.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I gave my answer and moved on.
My bad.
Like, I don't fuck with women. All right, damn. All right, I'm done.
Tim, did you? What's your answer?
I assumed mother's intuition and some of her caginess around the house, not drinking, things like that. What did she pick up on?
That's what it was. When she
her
first met,
house.
the
And she said
aunts
a virgin
offered her a
cocktail.
drink, and she's like, "Yes, a virgin cocktail." But that was the only moment. But she's so like, she's pregnant. Like just off of that one thing.
Like Americans drink all the time. What's
and like
going on?
I didn't notice that until the third time I saw the movie. And she even like you see her face real quick, like real like it was like a second. She goes,
Because it's such a weird response to be like, "Would you fancy a drink?" She's like, "Oh yes," like that sounds like someone that is in desperate need of liquor. And then to immediately follow that up with, "I'd love a virgin cocktail." And they're like, "We don't got virgin anything in this house. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
See, this is why I give simple yes, no, no. I'm good. That's all it needs.
I even think she was making a nod to her being pregnant with the double entendre of being there's nothing virgin in this house.
Yeah.
Like I know you fucking.
Yeah.
Same.
The fact that
that was her response.
Yeah.
Because she made the face. And then was like, "There's nothing virgin in this house."
Yep.
Pregnant.
Yep.
Because that sounds like some shit that my grandma would say to be like, "Ain't nothing virgin in this house." And my grandma being double down on it, "You must be pregnant," and she would have said that shit right then.
She would have said it right in
like,
my face. Yep.
All right, I just wanted to see because I didn't catch that till the third damn time I saw the movie. But all right, the glow.
What?
No, I'm laughing at myself too. I thought it was the glow too until last night.
I got the glow going right now. You see this? You see that?
Show enough.
Oh man, so she fusses Melvin out and she tells him he's fucking up. And Melvin goes to the hotel to try and apologize, but Lisa tells him to leave. So damn, mom kicked him out. Lisa won't let him in. And dejected with nowhere to go, Melvin goes to his father's bar and he drinks alone. And eventually after...
in the most dramatic
Yeah.
way.
Eventually after everybody leaves...
No, because it was like a liquor commercial.
Oh yeah.
He was
sitting out alone at the table with the bottle and just...
Definitely the beginning of a country song.
God, the level
That's
of
literally a Drake
dramaticism.
album cover.
Yeah. You would know. You would know, Tim.
Girl, take care.
I'm just messing with you.
So eventually everybody leaves and then he drinks with his dad and then they start hashing out all their complicated shit, right? And I love this moment because Bilal, even though technically he's the canon event that started all this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
He's accepted that, and he says, I'm humble to the fact that I'm an imperfect human being, and I gotta live with that because he fucked all of this up, and he got to carry that weight now. But he
He
was
trying to
like,
fix nothing.
yeah, but the point he was trying. You said he's not trying to fix. He was.
He really
He
wasn't.
was trying.
He just shows up.
That's what he was trying to do in the grocery store.
He was
He just
trying
hanging out.
everybody's patience.
He just hanging out.
He was trying to fix it by getting
Ain't
his
no
wife back.
apologies,
No,
nothing.
no.
I am who I am.
I think he did apologize. I think he's just saying, look, I can't run from it. That's what you did. Like, I got to carry that weight.
Boo.
But, okay, I'm gonna stop defending all the bad guys.
Yo, you're 0 for 2 right now.
Oh no. Oh boy. So he tells Melvin that he is ready to be a father. So we get that. So next morning, two of them are knocked out in Bilal's home, and Boopsie pops up and wakes him up, and Melvin catches her and he tells her everything, and Boopsie gives him her stamp of approval for Lisa, right? And she goes, "You probably love her, innit? I'm not going to lie, Lisa's all right, man. She sticks up for herself." And he goes, "You're going to be an auntie." What? To an American child? Yes, to an American child. Daddy, Auntie Boopsie. That part took me out. And she punches him, and he's like, what was that for? And she goes, "That is for your future bride-to-be. Only an American girl will put up with your shit. But don't worry, I'm going to teach her the London way. Auntie Boopsie." So that's what I was talking about earlier, where she says only an American girl will put up with your shit. And I think that's part of the joke. I don't know if it's
trope.
A joke.
Yeah. I don't know. The all of a sudden now you're flipping, and now she's got your stamp of approval after one night, but you're best friends, and he hasn't even had an opportunity yet to rectify the closure that needed to be had between him and Georgia, and
I don't know.
I think what it is she knows he ain't shit, and she doesn't approve. Even though if Georgia, feels how she want to feel about him, she doesn't think they should be together. So she might be in Georgia's corner, but she know her brother ain't shit.
Well, no, because even on a different aspect, or at least for me with my brothers and sisters, your brother and sister gonna test whoever you bring around to see if they might mesh with the family. We gonna put them through, and if they survive or so that they got okay, all right, I see why you with them.
I'm the bully.
I see.
Yeah, but I don't know that that's what was happening here.
You came from a line of bullies.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I could see that because we're all sisters in my family, and we do that to all the men that come around. But I don't know. It just felt like she was very I'm loyal to Gigi, even if you are my brother. And now all of a sudden, she's woken up and had this awakening.
I mean, it could have been the baby that did it too.
Yeah, I mean, and
now
that's
she
want to
be an auntie.
Now I'm so the kid solves everything. Are we going with that line?
Well, no, she said she approved before he broke the.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Maybe she just feels sorry for him coming in and she was she's a daddy's girl, right? Mm-hmm. So she was, and plus she already forgave her father for what he did.
Mm-hmm. And your brother's also trash.
Mm-hmm.
And even though she's mad at him, she's still happy he came back.
Or
I think
she don't give a fuck either way. She just recognized this is his life. He gonna apparently do whatever he want.
There's that too. Yeah,
you want a baby. It's whatever.
It is what it is.
He is going back to America to disappear again.
Right. Or in this case, New Zealand.
Yeah.
But look, so Melvin asked Bootsy for help fixing things, and then we see Lisa in the hotel and hear Bootsy yelling at people outside. And she looks out the window, and Bootsy got traffic blocked off, and Melvin, got the signs asking for forgiveness, and Lisa ain't feeling it. And
the Love Actually signs.
Yeah. She's like, bruv, them things don't work anymore.
I just appreciate how she was literally swaying to the music. She was like, hey.
And,
And
and
then
But
yet,
she was
just
with
walked
them.
away.
She was
and,
being a good wingman.
and yet, even in this moment, he did it in a very showy, "This is me" way.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
Everybody look at me way.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Which is the point. I get. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't pick up on that immediately,
So
but now that you
Some
mention it,
trash.
on the anime podcast, I'll talk about like different generations of shonen learning from the previous generation of shonen. Would you say this is a generation of rom com learning from the previous generation of rom com?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because Love Actually is definitely one of the ones that he mentioned that he drew inspiration from,
Yeah.
and they did something similar in Rye Lane too.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So we also after this we also get the conclusion of Josh's storyline where he stands on a BMW with a bullhorn professing his love to what's her name, Allison,
Allison,
Mhm.
Allen.
just to almost get pummeled by Joseph again. But she shows up and catches his arm when he goes to swing.
I love her. She might small part, but I love her.
This shit. Do you know her from something else? You just mean just in this part?
Her character in this.
Yeah,
Okay.
same, because she could be unbothered.
She's real.
Right.
Yeah, because Joseph snaps on her. He's like, "What you doing for him?" And she goes, "Him? I don't want either of you jokers."
Right. I want neither one of you.
You let her on my car, so could you move, please? He was standing on her car because earlier you saw Joseph drop her off some at the hair salon where the auntie works in that same BMW. So you thought it was his car. No, he was just driving her car.
Giving baby boy energy.
And he's like, "Hold on, what you saying?" And she's like, "I'm saying, please don't be here when I get back."
Yes, that's my
Done with
character. That's
Oh,
the character that we all aspire to be as women.
And I like
Bye.
how
I'm gonna take your free gifts and I'm gonna leave.
She didn't even take the gift.
No, that's what I like about her.
He held it out, and she's like, "Oh," and then walked away.
Right, she ain't take it.
No, not his. I meant the earlier one. Remember, like when
okay,
he got her hair done and she
Yeah,
had
yeah,
gifts,
yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, like you let him buy you gifts, and he wants to waste his money."
But
Let
little
him.
bro need to learn how to find some different women. Some
He
ones
needs some
people don't know.
game. That was not it.
You talk to his dad some more. So then we see the conclusion to the mother's story, where the community nativity play with the kids and everything, and like the whole family's there. And like once it wrapped, some old reggae music starts playing, and Richard the white man comes up, and Bilal singing the song where they're gonna talk. And like Bilal pulls Shirley up and hands her over to Richard, and then he gets off the stage, and like the whole crowd sings, and like it wasn't a big deal because everybody already knew anyway.
Yeah.
But
Was Bilal supposed to be a part of that performance?
no. Well, you mean my dumbass thought you meant the nativity play with the kids.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, with the was he supposed to like get a mic and get up there and sing with?
No, I think that was a
Yeah.
mutual agreement
I
between
think-
the men to
Okay.
like
Yeah.
let her know, just enjoy yourself. Don't
Yeah.
be silly.
Okay,
But
because some
also-
of the looks dude was given on stage at Bilal.
No. I think you just misread the looks.
Okay.
I thought that they were like it wasn't any animosity or anything.
I took it as a combined
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah.
If anything, Bilal might have gave him the song because
where'd
like,
he
when
get the
first
microphone
gets up and
from?
starts singing the song, I'm like, what is
Yeah.
this white man doing singing a reggae song? I'm irritated. Like, what is
Yeah.
happening right now?
Yeah. I definitely think Bilal helped him up. It was probably all his idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely not, Jeffrey. Enough of this.
Yes. I was so irritated.
Oh man. So the two side stories got tied up. So then we see Georgia show up at the hotel to see Lisa and apologize. And she tells her she was wrong and she can see how much Melvin loves her. And at first Lisa isn't receptive, but she came around. And she goes,
apology
"Thank you
was
for saying
awkward.
that. This whole thing is Melvin's fault anyway." It was super awkward. And Georgia's like, "Well, when we first met, we were getting along so well." Which
I mean,
is
that's
true.
stupid, though.
Ah,
When you first met, she was a fan and you
Both
weren't a
of you.
threat. So obviously y'all were getting along well. Like, get your fucking life. Like, what are you saying?
That's okay, fair. So, then we see Melvin leaving the family house and saying goodbye to Shirley, Josh, Boopsy, and Richard, the white man. He tells him he's going after Lisa, even if it means having to go to New Zealand, right? And in the car, he gets a call from Boopsy, but Georgia is on the line and asks him not to hang up and to meet with her real quick. So he does, and she explains that They were always together and never had space to grow, and were always just doing what was expected and what's comfortable. Like the aunties mentioned before, everyone knew that they'd end up together since they were kids, right? So they were just going. Not saying that they didn't actually love each other, but
They
it
didn't
was
know anything
they were
else.
pushed towards it anyway. So now they had this time apart. Melvin found somebody else. I mean,
But
with the asterisk there.
I don't like this moment either.
Kareem likes nothing. Kareem's like, I approve of nothing
No,
of this.
because you get your ex to help you with the apology.
Wait, no. He
She's
doesn't
saying,
know. He doesn't know. She asked to meet. Wait, no. She already
Mm-hmm.
apologized to Lisa, right? He
Mm-hmm.
asked Melvin to meet her. They set it up. They set up this whole thing.
okay,
That's
all right,
part of the
okay,
thing, is that Melvin didn't have anything to do with it, because his whole thing is everything had to be
okay.
perfect
I missed that part.
because
Okay.
of the. Okay, yeah. So
I was about to say,
gotcha.
because I thought it was so dirty when I was like, wait,
But to your point, Kareem,
No.
I didn't like the
Don't kill
part
me, boy.
where, in response to that, Lisa's like, "This is perfect." Ew. What?
see, I was waiting for that. I was waiting
I
for that.
agree.
I was
I
waiting
agree
for that.
wholeheartedly.
Why? Okay.
That's because
Ew.
she set it up.
No, she's
That's
so
why it's perfect.
stupid.
But
Ew.
I mean, it was her. It was her taking the reins and not him. That's why it was perfect. Not so much that the ex girlfriend is involved in all this, but she got to do the thing on her terms when everything is always on his terms. I think that's what was
See,
perfect.
you know what my issue is with some movies like this? The men be so
There
mediocre
goes your Naruto music again.
that somebody at my job ain't doing their job, but
Oh.
the men be so mediocre. It's like, why all this for this dude that caused so much?
I mean, have you met
Issues.
men in real life?
But also, to the
I
point
have.
that's been made several times throughout the thing, like, this was the one time where the proposal and or apology wasn't about Melvin, right? Like, he wasn't the center of the thing, right? Like, he just dropped
Yeah,
down on one knee.
yeah,
People may be kind of watching, but we're also really just watching Georgia sing a song. Like, if anything, they only turned to see what was going on. And they saw that she was
yeah,
looking at
yeah.
them or whatever, but like, it wasn't look at me, Liza, grandstand in an effort to show you how in love I am
Yeah,
with you, or how sorry I am, or whatever the case is. So, like, I get that, but still, like, such a low threshold.
but I think, but for her, the proposal, it didn't have to be some grand thing. Her thing was just, that's his thing, and it's holding shit up. So what she says here is uh anyway, yeah. So Georgia starts singing, and then Melvin turns and sees Lisa over there, and he runs over, and he proposes because he knows what time it was anyway. And he goes, "Lisa Dixon, I love you. Honest and true, will you marry me?" She goes, "Well, see, now this is perfect. And you didn't plan it yourself, did you?" "No, I didn't." "You needed a little help, right?" "Yeah." "Yes to our baby?" "Billion% yes to our baby." "Yes to New Zealand?" "Yes, baby." And so that was the whole thing. But her thing was that, you stop getting in the
I mean, I
fucking way.
got that, but it just wasn't
So
convincing to me, right? And also, now
Mm.
you having this man agree to stuff under duress. Like, I'm sorry, but here comes the legal terms, right? Like, this man is on one knee.
he deserves it at this point.
He's
She's been
on
under
one
duress this
knee
whole
out
trip.
here trying to ask, and she's like, "Let me get these terms of this contract in real quick before I answer back." Yes, we're gonna have this kid. Yes, we're going to New Zealand. Yes, okay. Like, this is the coerced proposal.
I feel like this was resolved in a way for a part 2 Christmas movie where now they got issues in New Zealand.
Yeah, because the family doesn't know he moving to New Zealand. All they know is that he's like engaged to an American girl and going back to Hollywood.
Mhm.
I feel like hearing we about to move to New Zealand is a whole nother level of shit. Also, I accidentally had spoiled that earlier. I'm very sorry. Please cut that out. I meant to say that later, but yeah, whatever.
No, it's good.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
we got to the spoiler warning pretty quick. But yeah, so Lola's on Team Kareem. That's
Sorry,
fun.
I know you. I know you had specifically put me on this episode because you thought I was gonna be with Fitzilla all the way, but
It's okay. Every other episode is me versus them.
That is not
I'm
true.
sorry. Tim's usually on my team.
That is not also not true.
But that Karreem and
Tifron.
Jamel episode, oh Lord, that look, I think in that episode I said like y'all two were the ones I'm most combatant with, so I just knew it was gonna be some shit. I think that's the polite society.
That was
I,
only because Jamel saw how you were bullying me the whole episode. Because there was times when I was agreeing with you, but you just started fussing at me, and I was like, "Wait, I agreed. This is
you be lying.
what do
Anyway,
you want me
so
to do, Tim?"
they kiss and hug, and then Melvin realized that the family's there, sans the aunties and uncles,
Yeah,
and they're cheering for him. So that's pretty much the movie. So well, then we finally get to Boxing Day because that was Christmas night, and like the credits start to roll, and like the family celebrating with the classic Soul Train line dance scene during the credits,
I like that.
and they break the fourth wall. Because once again, like those moments, I love to see because it's like, oh, it's the actors genuinely
Yeah.
being happy and
Just happy
having
to be
fun.
done with
It
this
was a
movie.
I
thing.
like
Yeah.
how the only thing Kareem liked about the movie was the end. I mean, said,
So I like this part.
"Oh, nice."
Credits roll. Damn. All right. So let's wrap it up. What was your? I'm not gonna say favorite aspect of the movie. No, I'm asking. Does anybody have a favorite aspect? And then I'm keep it moving. You can just say no. You can keep moving.
Oh.
Everybody got one. Kareem, you go since you're problematic.
That sounds like bullying.
Wow.
Same.
Wow. But I was gonna say I love the family aspect. Even though they got all this drama, they still got together as a family.
Yeah.
To
As a podcast.
deal with each other.
Okay, Lola.
Well,
Kareem's sidekick.
yeah.
Wow.
I would prefer counsel, but
First of all, she's not a sidekick. She is.
Sorry.
She is
Counsel.
the co-founder of the team.
Yeah, I'm your authorized counsel. I got you, Kareem. Well,
Lola
one
Esquire.
little piece of trivia that I only found out because Amazon Prime let me know, but the scene where they go to the pop-up and Gigi is singing Say a Little Prayer for You. I didn't know that was shot in like one take and that she is actually a singer. Because when I first started watching Boxing Day the first time around, I had her confused with a completely different actress from.
You think it was Ella May?
No, I thought it was Brittany O'Grady from the show Star back in the day, which was like a spinoff off of what's the
Empire.
one with, yes, thank you. So I thought it was her
right.
because she's light skin and curly hair and like they have very similar features. So I kept looking at her like, is that her? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh no, it's not her. So I was impressed that, that's her actually singing and everything like that,
I'm mad because I thought it was her up until this moment.
You said her name.
You're welcome.
I really thought it was her.
But I guess my favorite aspect of it is that, something that's been said throughout the podcast is that irrespective of the fact that this was a British film and it takes place in London, a lot of the Caribbean themes and like nods to cultural things I was able to understand, even though, I don't have friends or family or any real connections to any Caribbean people that are in England or, the UK, whatever. But I still was able to follow all of that. So I enjoyed that because, as he said, it opened me up to the fact that there's not really a whole lot of differences from one side of the pond to the other.
All right. Terra.
It was nice to just see Black Joy. It's just very sweet, and I like the diversity of the cast as far as like I know I made the mention of colorism earlier, but that is not to say that there were like every sort of skin tone across the board. It was cool that they had a Nigerian dude, obviously Jamaicans, like that was really sweet to me. And just I don't know, even though my family, we aren't really holiday celebrators and things of that nature, or even like it doesn't matter if it's a holiday or not, we're not big into celebrations. I always enjoy seeing like Black celebrations because they are so funny, so full of energy, so much love, and it's just good. So that's my favorite part.
Tim.
Not really an anti thing. Josh's storyline, I think deserves an entire movie of its own.
I would watch that.
Me
'Cause
too.
Like that was they were so many little details that were thrown in when they were there that almost feels like its own story in and of itself.
He was going
That's fair.
through it.
I thought it was very cute.
All right. My favorite Aspen movie is everything. Moving on. Except the editing. Like when I notice bad editing, then it annoys, it takes me out of it. But I didn't have a problem with anything else.
I can be that way about sound design after I pick up on something weird.
Yeah.
Where like the whole rest of the movie now I'm like, why is that so far on the left? Who cares?
I am that way about guns not reloading.
We know.
I am that way about babies. When people have babies, that's not a fresh baby. They look very squishy.
Oh
when they come
yeah,
out.
Yeah.
How did you feel about American Sniper when he was just wiggling the doll? Anyway, favorite scenes. Whoever gets to it first.
My favorite scene was when she like met the uncles and how
Okay.
she really held her own with every single uncle in her own way and their own little dynamic and what have you. That was good. And again, it
Yeah, she
showed that
did win them
was,
over each in an individual way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so that was really nice to me.
I would say mine is the dark skinned auntie and the girlfriend having that moment.
You stealing Lola. I mean, y'all a team anyway, so okay.
Well, it's okay because I was going to say mine probably was before that, and it's when the son comes out with the curry goat and like that whole little exchange.
Yeah.
Because I just felt like, oh yeah, like I'm good. And then the secondary one,
Indian curry.
yeah, the secondary one for me would have just been the same scene that Terra mentioned, but for a different aspect. Like I just love watching people play dominoes. Like that's just it goes to like the heart of who I am.
Dude, the way Uncle, I forgot which one is the light skinned uncle was like doing his kung fu like little touches
And
like
they
that.
talked about him. They said all that build up for nothing. Like he didn't
You stand there holding him.
Yo, and that's I've known all those characters. I've known the person that put down the domino before it was their turn. I know the person that does a whole choreography to slam down a domino and they didn't win the game. I know the person that slams it down and throws out the copy cool or whatever. So like that was fun for me. That was like my version of watching fades in like an African American movie.
Gotcha.
And gorgeous. I wanted more of gorgeous.
And she's fucking gorgeous.
I wanted more of gorgeous. This is. If he would have popped up at
This
the
one
family
little
event.
scene. Look, if they just bumped into him somewhere, like that would have been great. Because why was he in England?
Just
No,
by
no.
chance.
Yeah, but anyway, Tim.
Richard trying to hold himself together at the grocery store. He just back there like, oh, I'm separate, but I'm not going to stop listening. This could be interesting for later.
He really was kind of entertained by Bilal, like off the bat. Even though he was low key being disrespected, he was like,
he was like, I don't know, this guy. I think
Richard
why.
was the smoothest guy in the movie.
Richard, you can tell he was like, I get why.
He
I
got his girl
understand.
and everything.
He gonna end up smoking
without
weed with the
drama.
kids.
Word.
Richard knew his game plan. He stuck to it.
Richard need to be careful. He's not
Quietly
dumped
off
for
to the
being too
side.
cool.
I got too many favorite scenes. Like I love the whole movie, but probably the dominoes too. Not specifically for the dominoes, but the whole everything that when they start going at each other, and then Melvin, like everything with Melvin from like the thumbs up to gotta play the song to stop the fight. Like all that shit, like from the curry goat on, like was great. Actually, before the curry, I don't know who came down first, but whatever. Do y'all have any favorite quotes?
This is old news. You are today's newspaper.
There you
that
are.
was my jam. Yep.
That was fantastic.
All right. Any more before I go?
Sloppy Toppy keeps the cocky.
Yes.
I didn't write that one specific. There's quotes at the bottom of the page. I forgot to say. But when Boopsie pops up in the hotel room and George is crying about it, she goes, "I can't give sloppy."
Amazing. Amazing.
When Josh runs through the Jehovah's Witness hall and
knocks his mom off the chair.
Right before, there's two parts. Right before that, when while they're running, he greets his cousin. He calls him, "What's up, Big Batty?" or something like that. It's like, why are you insulting him? And then they knock the mom off the chair, and she's like, "Joshua Jermaine, what the backside?"
that part had me cracking up.
I will say another funny scene or quote was when they were fighting in the house and Joseph picked up the one figurine to hit them with, and he was like, "Please, no, not
Not
that
that
one.
one.
Like,
And he's like, "Oh yeah,
Mama
Oh
will be
yeah.
really
yeah."
mad."
He's like, "Oh yeah."
And he looked at it and he was like, "You right,
You're
you
right."
right." And he sat it back down, and then he looked around and was like, "I'm just punch you and stuff." Like that was hilarious.
Smack. Melvin get himself a goddess Terrace. And a rich rapper man. But yeah, there's so many. You look morning ugly and stressed, bruv. I thought I was over this shit. Okay, but yeah, MVP character real quick.
I'm gonna say the sister.
Sister, yeah, sister. There's so many because a lot of them had their moments. The sister, the dad, the mom, like they all had
Dark
their
skin auntie.
For me, it's the aunt.
dark skin
Yeah,
auntie.
dark skin auntie.
I'm gonna give it to her.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
with dark
give
skin
you-
auntie.
Because
Bestie at the beginning,
yeah,
because she was ready to hop a flight.
Yeah.
she was waiting for that text message. Like she was sitting at the airport.
She was back in America being sassy, and white people were not okay with it.
They really weren't.
They're like,
I'm gonna give mine to the taxi driver who dropped them off at his mom's house.
It's like, good
when
luck.
they were arguing in the car, and he was like, "Good luck with that, mate."
Yep.
That was
funny.
pretty choice.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's time. Favorite character, but what character are you? I love doing this in a movie where we actually get a bunch of good characters.
Oh boy.
I know which one I got y'all pegged for.
Oh dear.
So I just want to see if I'm right.
How about you just tell us, and
No.
we agree yes or no?
I alluded to mine early on. I'm probably the sassy best friend in America that doesn't like. I'm in a professional setting, but I'm also going to be choicely ratchet when I don't think people are watching.
I understand. I
So-
would have said you were the sister. You were Boopsy.
Absolutely not. No. I'm definitely because I'm not artsy and all that. I don't think so.
But
I would.
you were holding your friend down. You were like, nah. She not famous right now. Back up.
I could be it would be a little bit of a stretch, but I could see me as Boopsy when she was finessing into the hotel. Because the arguments that she was going and how she just kept building one on top of the other and turned it into a male dominance, and then you're going to be the person that has to deal with the fact that you have a dead famous person like that. I could see me going to that length. But no, my favorite character, even though she has a very small part in it, again, I think is Allison. I love the fact that she was so dismissive. Like, bye.
I don't want either you jokers.
Yeah, get off my car. Don't be here when I get back.
Tim?
I think I said before, like I really like Josh's whole storyline and whatnot. So Josh is pretty cool, but like that's not probably me. I mean, I've been oblivious.
You're Jermaine. You're Josh's wingman.
I could see that.
I can see
He's
that.
going to get beat up, and you're trying to talk him out of it, but you're still there.
It's like, you're gonna get beat up. I'll go with
told you. Like, this is about
I'll go
Allison,
with you.
isn't it? I told you.
He could bust you right in the mouth, but I'll go. But you're probably right. I'm probably his friend more so than I am him.
Did you have one picked out?
I don't feel like I fit anybody except to some degree Richard, just because I'm gonna step back and let things happen.
Okay.
And hope for the best.
Terra.
My favorite character is Boopsy.
Okay.
She's hilarious and just chaos personified.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick who I was, unfortunately, my brain was like, "You're Lisa, because you're dumb."
Oh,
no.
My feelings. When I'm being honest with myself, so I'm gonna say Lisa.
I was gonna say you also Boopsy.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Karreem.
I guess my favorite would be dark skin auntie.
Okay.
Because she You new news,
That's
girl.
old news.
Old
That's
news.
yesterday's news. You today's newspaper.
Oh,
Yeah.
and she was clocking the whole
The whole
time at
time.
the family
The
event.
whole
She
time.
was looking out for girl from the beginning.
Hmm.
Yep.
They
Even
were
when
listening from the other room too. Like
right,
Yep.
they had their plates. Like
even when X came into the house, Auntie she did not give that energy.
hmm
Nope.
What's up? Hey,
she
hey.
even if you caught it, she even was cold to Georgia on behalf of Lisa.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Look,
She was
Auntie
like,
knew.
"Hey Georgia." Mm.
Auntie knew.
Have you met?
Uh, as for who I am, I think I am bestie at the beginning
Okay.
because I'm
Well,
supportive.
look, two.
I'm
Jeez,
I'm a little I admit
I can't let y'all get
I'm a
on the
little
episode
ratchet
together
in
anymore.
public. Oh, too bad. You don't got no control over this. But I am also supportive, and I will hop a flight.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I will travel quick.
I'm with Karreem.
You all right? What's wrong? You don't sound like yourself. I'm coming. I'll be there. I'm coming.
I can't wait to hear who you think you are. Which
Oh
character do you
no.
think you are?
Okay, I think my favorite character is either Boopsy, Loud Auntie, or
Say it.
Josh,
Oh.
or Bilal.
Yeah.
Who am I? I'm afraid to say. Who do y'all think I am?
No.
I want you to say Bilal because you said that like all Caribbean men end up becoming him, and unless you forgot, my friend, you are a Caribbean man.
Did you
Um,
write that shit down?
Listen,
You
Bilal is
looked
who
down
I
when you
was
said
going
it.
for, Terra. I see you twin flame because I think he is Bilal in this.
That's who I'm afraid to say I am. Well,
Dang.
look,
I'm gonna get you a turtleneck.
my second the thing that crossed my mind, not for me to pick, I thought y'all were gonna try and say that I was Joseph, the cousin.
Oh, the
The bully
bully?
cousin.
I mean, I can see
No.
Kareem
No.
saying that, but
No,
no.
Tifron's not that bad. He's not that bad.
No, it's definitely Bilal.
next year at BlurredCon, we get into Fron, a nice little gold chain, the turtleneck, the hat.
Kango, yep.
Yes, yes.
I got
When
the
you
black
greet the new
Kango, so I'm ready.
volunteers, that's what you need to be wearing. Okay, you're gonna be hot because it's a turtleneck, but
You know
we'll figure
what?
it out.
And I want you to talk close to
I'll be
people.
sweating.
And
Just talk close to everybody.
the minute
Anytime
that
someone
any of
come
us
into
come in
office,
with energy, like bad energy, I want him to be like, see, they still love me.
she still love me though.
You see how she still love me? Every time we come with a complaint.
Oh man. All right, I'll take it. Okay. So I'm gonna stop that there. If there's anything left that we haven't said, say it now. Or in your in conclusions, get that out the way and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Anything? We're good? All right, we already said it. All right, keep moving. Ratings. I'm gonna start with Kareem.
I'll give it a solid 7 out of
Yay!
10.
I'm happy. That means Kareem thinks this is a good movie. Then he didn't rate in the cabbages. He had 7 ready. Dang.
I'm trying to think of a new rating system for the new year.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, Terra's still thinking. Tim.
My suggested section, like I just whether or not I would suggest it to a friend. If I know you like rom-coms and I know like you like Christmas stuff, I'll definitely put it say to put it in your rotation, give it a shot. If you are not a romance fan, I probably wouldn't suggest it. And obviously if you're part of the family, it's not really probably your movies, not really any cars except for that taxi and the BMW.
So if let's say we're all at the house and I put this on, are you upset or are you having fun?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's not like I'm not gonna be like, turn this shit off. Turn this shit off. My ex-girlfriend's in it. That's like, no, but I definitely gonna be like, here come Bilal.
All right, Lola.
If I had to rate this from the carnival in Trinidad and Tobago to the West Indie Festival in Brooklyn, I would say it's the Miami West Indie
Oh,
Festival because there's enough there to keep you entertained. There's a lot of funny scenes and it's short. So it's not like it drags on
Yeah.
and you're like watching this thing waiting for it to come to an end.
Oh, yeah,
Like
it's
it
a good
wraps
length.
up pretty quickly.
Mhm.
I think that some of the scenes are unbelievable and I think that some of the ending felt a little rushed. Like everyone just jumped to their like happy
Yeah.
ending a little too quickly for me. Without playing out some real scenarios, but the nods to the rom com, the music, the Caribbean culture nods, and the fact that it's all tied around the holidays. I enjoyed it.
Gotcha. All right. I mean, I've been loud about how much I love this movie from the jump. So I think I have it at an 8. I want to wait. What is it? I don't because it's like 10 territory because of just how much I love it. But in like if I remove my biases from it and just go off of like strength of movie alone, I still think it's a great movie, a good rom com, but it would be an 8. But I genuinely love this movie. Let me see real quick.
is it me or do most rom coms involve
Yeah, I have
them
it at an
having a
8.
fight and then
Oh yeah, that's a part of
somebody
it.
leaving,
Yeah,
like
and then you
another
got to
country
the
leaving,
love has to
playing?
be tested, and usually airports are involved. Airports are rain. There's no rain in this movie. There's snow,
Snow.
but no rain. Yeah, but all right.
Oh, I
Oh,
almost forgot this
go ahead.
tiny thing. I keep meaning to say it. That in the beginning of the movie, everybody's playing the song at his little engagement,
Yeah,
trying to do the proposal. The person playing the trumpet or such, they're
Mhm.
struggling. But I'm happy. I'm happy that they pushed so hard.
you caught that too.
Yes, they're
Yeah,
struggling, but they pushed hard and they made it through,
it's
and I'm
something
proud of
that
them.
like I catch in the moment, and I was like, wait, and then I let it go, and I forget all about it.
I was
But every
literally
time I
like,
watch it,
"You
I'm
go,
like,
I gotta go back and listen to that.
yeah,
go back
they
and watch
start to
just that
drop it a
part."
little bit.
They
Yeah,
they struggled, but they kept it up, and I'm proud of them.
he and Pam. That's what that was. That was somebody cousin.
That was somebody because I think I can do it. I'll try.
But yeah,
I have my rating.
oh
Yeah, I was
snap!
gonna
I
say
forgot.
last but not least.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
bring up, come
I
through.
like to do my ratings and anime characters still, and I was trying to think of a
Yes.
book character. I would like to rate the show or movie Krillin. The reason why I'm calling it Krillin, it's like a just good wholesome watch, not tippy top tier, but can hold its own and like its category, and people enjoy it. Steadfast, committed, reliable, good. So I rate it
Krillin is the
Krillin.
strongest human.
And he is reliable.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And he be fucking up. Like he died a few times and whatever.
Well, you don't got to say all that.
So
I mean, he didn't Yamcha die.
Yeah. Okay.
Word.
listen, we were watching Dragon Ball Bridge this morning, okay? And so that's why I was like, oh yeah.
Okay. That's
Give him
fair.
his flowers
That's fair.
and a sensu bean.
So thank you guys for joining us. Plugs. Anybody got any? Don't follow Karreem.
Oh, nope.
Okay.
Don't look my way.
Same as always, D&D Sluggers. I did just add a new song to the EP over at Bandcamp. Check on your friends. D&D Sluggers pretty much everywhere except for the baseball team in South Carolina or Georgia. That's not me. It's several other big meaty men slapping me. D&D Sluggers.
Oh, what
All
just happened?
I got your attention, Kareem.
I'm animated Lola, but my account's on private right now, so you can request. I just can't guarantee you gonna get in.
What
Animated
about
Lola everywhere it needs to be.
you?
I guess
Still got
Twitter is open.
your marriage blog?
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that reminder. You're absolutely correct. We're also available at Fab Philly Rican, FABFILIRICAN. See how we combine a Filipino and Puerto Rican household to make everyday traditions.
Rad.
Terra.
I ain't got shit going on. Really. If people listen in Denver and you want to hang out, come find me or something. I stopped using Twitter. I'm not on the other one yet.
Come to Blue Sky if you stop using Twitter. I need a friend on Blue Sky.
Listen, I realize I don't do fast social media like Twitter and shit when I'm like happy in my relationship. So if you ever see
Makes
me like
sense.
online like that, it's
All
because
right,
I'm going.
don't come to Blue Sky. Okay.
That's
See you
gonna
on
make
Twitter.
me
I'll
feel
come check on
sad
you,
if
Terra.
I see you post on Blue Sky like, oh,
Damn,
But
she going through it. Yeah. But no, I'm just out here thugging it as always. Happy to just talk to people and connect and stuff.
all right. You can follow the podcast at SGBK Podcast on Threads, Blue Sky. Email us at sgbkpodcast@gmail.com if you're old school or nasty. Not nasty, no.
what is
No.
happening?
Uh,
What is
pause.
going on?
And thank you for listening. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Next week is A Christmas Story. Lola hates it.
Nope. We won't see
That
me
is
on it.
available, I think, on HBO Max or whatever.
Everywhere.
And I just wanted to say thank you guys. This has been really fun getting Lola and Terra back, and Tim and Karreem, who don't like holiday movies. But y'all did it anyway. I really appreciate all of you, and it's not just the eggnog or the Christmas spirit talking. Right. Bye.
Take
Peace.
care, y'all.